Oh, yay, it's SimpCast Sunday, everybody. Wow. Waffles. Happy Sunday, everybody. Oh my goodness. It is August 23rd. What did I say? What did I say about the summer flying by? It's basically done. I hope you guys had a good summer. No, we still have another month. So sorry to be a Debbie Downer right away. I'm just I'm catching up on this Lindsay Clancy case, and it's just, oh my gosh. It is really so crazy. We'll get into it for sure. Before I bring in fabulous guests to talk about hot topics, etc., I want to talk about, would we call them our sponsor? We'll call them our special, my special sponsor friends. We could call them that. You guys have heard me talk about fastgrowingtrees.com. Well, guess what? They have they're just now trees.com. And good for them. They deserve it. Go to trees.com. Yes, use my special code CM-trees and you can get a 20% discount. That's pretty cool, right? I'm just about to make my final decision on what trees to purchase to plant in my yard because I've been going back and forth and I'm like, what do we want? What do we want? Like, do I want some in pots? Do I want some like I know I'm gonna do like a line of arborvitaes, but I'm gotta figure out which ones I'm gonna order specifically from trees.com. But you know what? Leave your suggestion in the comments. Why not? Trees.com delivers your favorite plants and trees directly to your doorstep. Ooh, over 2.6 million happy customers. Can't be wrong. Get your 20% off now with my special code CM-trees. That's trees.com. That's so simple. That's so easy to remember. I'll get a trees.com tramp stamp. I'm going to get a lavender plant. I'm going to get a rose. I don't know. I'm going to get all types. I think I'm going to
So
get.
what, you buy like plants from there?
Yes, you buy. I didn't realize what I brought you into. I don't know how long you've been there, Toasty. But yes, you buy the plants, the shrubs, the trees, and they just come straight to your door. I
Mm.
assume in a box, or maybe they just leave it in a plant, like in a bowl or like a planter box, and they just run away. I'm excited though. Look at all the great reviews. And you know what? You don't even need a yard to participate. If you have a balcony, if you live in an apartment and you're like, "Look, this person just bought this shrub for their cat." I mean, you have to first look up what, plants are not going to kill your cat or your dog.
Yeah.
But then check it out, trees.com, everybody. And Toasty is here. She's back and she's a redhead. I mean, and I did not put her up to this. I did not tell the people I didn't
No,
force you.
you did not. I just missed it. I always have my, like, I don't know. I feel like there's some times where I love being a blonde or being copper. I even dyed my hair black a couple of times. I think black, like, I feel like it's very harsh on my skin tone, black.
Too harsh because
Um,
you're very pale and like
yeah.
it's gonna make you look the tattoos already make you look a touch goth, so it's like you don't also need black hair.
Yeah, I don't want to look too like I'm not goth. I'm alternative. There's a difference, but like
Mhm.
I'm not goth. So like
Yeah.
um and I love having blonde hair, platinum blonde hair. It's fun. However, when I'm not wearing makeup, I look kind of washed out because I'm just super white, without makeup or
Need
anything.
some
But at
color.
least with being a redhead, I could put as little makeup as possible and I still have some color because of this red hair and stuff. And I
True.
do miss it. And my hair's curly and everything. So I'm just like, okay.
It's true. I was a blonde, basically my whole life. I'm like I guess my natural color is a 7 and, which is like a blonde, they call it. They used to call it dirty blonde, but it's like a blonde,
Me too.
whatever
I'm
it's
the
called.
same hair color.
But
Yeah.
I asked the stylist, I'm like, "What am I?" She's like, "You're a 7." So, like, 7 shoe, 7 hair, it's all 7. So, But I was a blonde forever, and I would get highlights. I would do sun in as a teen and in my 20s, like lifeguarding, and then I went to college and I got a short haircut, not quite as short as Toasty's current look, but I had, like, what you would call a Midwestern hairstylist, like, mom haircut for all throughout college. Just like a swooping bang and then short up the back, and then
Mm.
I've been many different shades of red. Superhero red. I've been copper like this. I've been, like, nearly blonde. So I've honed in on this shade, but it's true. I only bring that up to say, like, when you're a blonde, you do need kinda more makeup, and you have to stay on top of your roots, whereas if you're a redhead, it's a bit more forgiving than a blonde.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about hair color. Well, we are, sure, a little bit. Why not?
I mean,
Uh,
we're women.
we're women. Look, you some of you people get upset when I talk about childbirth and children and some of look, it's not all tits out and penis talk here, okay? Some of us have to grow up at a certain point. No, we will get to the penis talk later. No, probably not. I wanna talk about the Lindsay I keep wanting to say Lindsay Clark, but it's Lindsay Clancy. There's other
Mm.
news too, but I was gonna like, should I wait for Ari to get here? She'll get here when she gets here. I'm looking for her. I'm making sure she doesn't linger too much in the, I keep wanting to say back rooms. That's the movie that just came out that my stepson's obsessed with. I've watched some of it. It's just very creepy. I don't embrace creepy or horror. Like, I really have to drag myself to, like, watch through something upsetting or scary. Because like I've said before, life is scary enough. Why do we need scary movies in our lives? Which is a
I don't
per
like them. I don't care for scary movies. It's not my
no,
thing.
no. Life is scary enough. There's enough horrible shit going on. Why do we need to be scared additionally? So, anyway, yeah, I was away in Ocean City. The God, it feels like I'm really catching up here. I was in Ocean City for, like, 5 days, and then we came back for a few days, and we went upstate for a few days, so now I'm really back and really catching up on this case, and I was even asking Croc, I'm like, "How long has this been going on?" You guys in the chat have probably been following it more closely than me, but she did this. This all went down in, almost 3 years ago.
I thought it was like a year ago because I haven't been following like that, but like I've been seeing people posting or reposting like all these leftist weird bitches that are just feeling sorry for her and stuff. And listen,
She murdered them
oh,
January 24th of 2023, and the
hmm,
trial started July 20th of this year. Um, Jury selection lasted several days and was completed by July 23rd, and opening statements for the trial started on July 27th. So this has been going on about a month now, and at first I brushed it off because I'm sure a lot of us have the same Twitter algorithm, and you open Twitter and you're like, "Wait, why are these crazy women supporting a murderer?" Like, it's so easy to dismiss as like, okay, you see a lot of what seems like right wingers or center right wingers have a lot of the same takes, like, "Don't ever date a woman that would support." It's sometimes I open Twitter and it's like the same 4 opinions regurgitated and thrown up over and over again. Not that I disagree with these opinions, but sometimes I'm just like, everyone is saying the same thing. Um, it just gets a little bit like, "All right, I wanna learn what's going on." Because after you see enough of it, you go, "Okay, there's enough women supporting this, there has to be more to it." Not that I agree with them, I just was like, "Let me kick over some rocks." You know what I mean? You just have to be like, "What are these people thinking?" Like, "What there's too many people supporting this woman. What's actually going on here?" And I guess the details are so the pro Lindsay side. So these are some details about Lindsay. She was a labor and delivery nurse, and she apparently repeatedly asked for help. Medical system failed her. She was on 13 different medications. Her lawyers, I guess, that this is how they're trying to get her not guilty for this. They're going to say that she had severe postpartum psychosis, which caused a breakdown and it caused hallucinations. And there were voices telling her what to do. And it was like biology. It was like this the excuse is the postpartum biology plus the medication, plus the system failing her. Um, I have so much to say. But then there's the which I feel like is too convenient, and I feel like this is could easily be the lawyer's doing. She didn't mention hearing any of these voices, and she didn't have any of these hallucinations until after these murders. Isn't that a little convenient? And, apparently the husband knew that she had suicidal thoughts. He, supposedly at one point asked her, like, "Do you wanna be away from the children?" And she was like, "No." Apparently, she also told the husband that she had thoughts of harming the children, which to me is like, what? As soon as somebody says that once, it's
I'm
like
taking the kids. I'm
it's like,
taking the
"Oh, we gotta change things up."
yeah.
Like, this is the anti-Lindsay side, which I feel like is the much easier side to be behind. There's 3 children dead. This was an extremely violent murder, and there's all this public support with these women who also seem mentally ill. They're all wearing pink shirts. It's like, what
I
is
mean,
it?
these are the same women that they joke around about abortion, and
Of
they
course,
will make TikTok videos like, "Oh, I'm getting my 20th abortion. Isn't that funny? Ha ha ha."
and you
Don't
can't
be
even
surprised.
and it's very, very tone deaf, and you're like, "What?" Like, "What?" They're just and I'm looking into it, I'm like, "Oh, the" and I'm like I'm even asking Grok, like, "Do these the optics are so bad. Do these women who are supporting Lindsay, Clancy, do they know how bad it looks? Does it look like do they realize that it looks like they are supporting a murderer?"
They
And
don't care because they want attention. Whether it's good or really bad, they don't care. These people, or I hate calling them people, but whatever. But these leftist loonies and stuff, they just want attention. They're all mentally ill. They're all mentally ill. And these are the same people that made TikTok videos about Charlie Kirk's death. So I'm not
mm.
surprised. They hate children, but they want
Well,
your children so they could brainwash them. So
yes, there's certainly a lot of that in there. I'm gonna share some clips. Some of them I'm sure you guys have seen, but if you guys have not, because I think there are I just wanna be like, what are people thinking? Like, what this is a clip everyone has seen. The pink shirts and like, you're gonna bring your baby to
So
this?
I had to
Okay.
it's a mental
And everyone's
health.
doing this what almost looks like Legion of Skanks, thing. This is a
I know if you'll
this is
ever
like a
have this
podcast
many
where
women in
they're
one
all doing
place
this
at
heart
one
thing.
time who may
I
have
don't like that because I do that. Like
Oh,
sometimes
the
I
heart
do that.
thing.
Yeah, like when I go, "Oh, thank you, chat. Thank you so much." Now I can't do this. This is
A lot
another
of
thing
people
where I don't want to be associated with these people. Like I already have this going on, right? And then people already think like people already have like this uh judgment towards me because of the way I look. Now I can't even do this. Right?
well,
So it's just I hate these people so much.
they've claimed the hand heart thing. Um, so
Which
what
is
I've been
funny because they're defending a woman who murdered children. So how are you gonna do this when this is about a murder
their
trial?
their
It
whole
doesn't make
argument, Toasty, their whole thing is supposedly they're not supporting the murders. They're saying the system failed her, she needed help, she was ignored, and I personally, like, I have a hard time buying that. So if I'm just giving my personal opinion, I know this is gonna come off bad, but I think this is because how I was raised, this is because I was from a German father, I was like pills, any kind of like I'm not saying supplements, but like I mean, when I was pregnant, I didn't even take so much as an Advil. Like I guess I would consider myself to be like anti-pharmaceuticals. So
yeah.
to me, when I see like this woman, first of all, she's already a nurse, so I'm already gonna stereotype her one way. I'm gonna be like, okay, she's a nurse. She's like nurses, teachers, they're all kind of the same person. Also, she's on when I hear someone's on 13 medications, to me, that's like you're a weak person. Like, what could be she was a relatively young woman, like early 30s. What could be so wrong with you that you
There is
need
some
13
medication.
13 different medications? So I'm like, if you're on that much meds, like, I'm sorry, you're weak. Like, you need to do other things to figure your shit out. I just And I know people have extenuating circumstances, they sometimes need a pharmaceutical here and there, but I just feel like overall as a country, we're over-medicated. I think women in particular, white women in particular are over-medicated, and when you see these clips and you hear why people are supporting Lindsay Clancy, it's like, "Oh, we have an over-medication problem." Because at first my take was, oh, white women wanna use mental illness as their way to, like, wiggle into a minority group because women always wanna be, "Oh, like, I'm a victim, I need special attention." We're talking about a certain type of white woman, of course, not me, not Toasty, we're perfect. But some women will be like, "Oh, it's so hard, oh," and, like, Toasty and I have both given birth. She has more kids than me, and I understand, like, postpartum, like, yeah, I remember being
Yeah.
sleep deprived, given, like, the type of psychosis this woman had is apparently extremely rare, only w you know, women only 1 in 1,000 births get something like this, where they think of harming a child, but what the Lindsay supporters are saying, they're focusing on, "Oh, the medical system is failing her." Her doctors should have been watching her meds. They should have been she was crying for help, but she was ignored, and to me, that just screams like, I'm sorry, we're all in charge of ourselves here as adults. Like, you can't be on 13 medications. Like, you better be on top of your shit. I'm sorry, like,
I
if
mean,
you
emergency medication seems like that does more damage than
of
help her.
course.
And the fact that she apparently she didn't mention about hearing voices stuff and after the whole trial thing. If that's the case, then how is anyone supposed to help you when you're not telling them the truth of what's happening, what's going on with you?
It
If she
just
didn't say,
seems a little
yeah,
convenient that you didn't hear voices and you didn't have hallucinations, like, you didn't mention that until after you killed your 3 kids, like, how convenient that this just started up. Uh,
right.
okay, I see some people in the chat being like, "Okay, my mother had psychosis, this year for the first time at 80, never had a psych issue before. She heard voices, accused me of trying to kill her, the whole thing. It was it was
I
awesome."
Can I just say when my first son, and this was after my miscarriage, which was my first pregnancy. So when my first son, I had very bad postpartum. Um, but also that's when I had undiagnosed thyroid disease. So after I gave birth to my first son, my thyroid never went back to normal, and it just fucked me up. So I guess that contributed because if your thyroid is off, everything else is gonna be off, right? But I has my postpartum was so bad with my first son. I was I was it was the opposite for me. It was
Hmm.
the opposite to where I was afraid to hurt him because he was so little and stuff. I was a first time mom. I was afraid I might drop him. And it was hard for me to even like go outside with him or even like take care of him and stuff because I didn't want to hurt him. I was
Yeah,
like
because
scared to just even like, you
what
know,
you do think of is, like, you've given birth, like, from the time they're a newborn to even now, like, my son is not even 2.5 yet. You do think about, like, how, like, small and fragile they are, and, like,
so
your
tiny.
antennas your mom antennas are constantly up thinking of, like, what are all the things that can hurt this little creature, and you're forever changed. It's, giving birth, it's, like, an incredible privilege. You're literally, like, you're pushed through a portal, you become a different person on the other side of it. Uh, being a mom is the best thing you can ever be, like, hands down. I can't say that enough. Can't recommend it enough. Um, but I just feel like there's so many excuses. There's so many people willing to make excuses like, "Well, she was on drugs. Well, you can't, there's also too much in this country of a relying on the medical system, just putting your feet back and, "Oh, the doctors know best." Oh, like COVID proved that wrong to all of us, right? Like, that if you weren't thinking for yourself or looking into your own, uh I'm not saying look into your own treatments, but if you weren't doing your own research about whatever's going on, we all have stuff going on in our body, like, from time to time, things that we have to, like, maybe you cure it yourselves, maybe you're just following along with what the doctor doing. If you're not looking into it for yourself, if you didn't start doing that at COVID, uh, I mean, most of us probably did. Some of us were doing it before, but if you didn't start doing that at COVID, like, okay, you're one of these people who's like, "I just trust my doctor implicitly, and I'm never gonna look into anything because a doctor knows best." It's
They're
like,
doctors, but they're also humans. They make mistakes.
yeah.
They'll give you the wrong diagnosis, medications and stuff. I remember when I was in high school, I was in special ed, but only because I had trouble focusing. And so like if I were to be in a big classroom, I wouldn't concentrate and do my work. Like I would be everywhere. And so they had to put me in a smaller class, but also um I was seeing this therapist, and they had diagnosed me with, I don't know why, schizo, and they gave me medication for it. I'm not schizo. I don't hear voices.
What was it that
But
made them come to that conclusion? Do you remember?
I guess when my like, it's been so long, they would ask me questions of what I would think about or like whatever, and I told them my thoughts, and I'm constantly like, since I have ADHD, I'm constantly thinking about like 100 things all at once. And so I cannot focus. Even now as an adult, I can't sit and watch a movie. It's impossible. I get up and I start cleaning and I start doing things, and I'm so active. In a way, it's good being active, right? Like I don't want to become a fat ass and just lay there and not do anything, but like my mind is constantly running. Anyways, they gave me wrong medication and it would put me to sleep.
Mm.
I would take the medication and I would just sleep. Like I would not wake up. I would just fucking sleep. And so I told him, I was like, this isn't working. I don't think that I'm schizo or anything like that. I don't know. I didn't like the medication.
But
So
that
even
just goes
now,
to show you how quickly the system will, prescribe you drugs and declare you, one thing or another. I took an ADD test. I was prescribed Adderall. I took it for a couple years. I got off of it because I was like, I don't wanna be again, like, not wanting to be on pills. I don't wanna be reliant on a pharmaceutical drug. Here's a little bit more details from the case that I forgot to mention. She's from Duxbury, Massachusetts. Her legal defense, her attorneys are arguing that because she suffered from the postpartum psychosis and bipolar disorder, they're testifying she experienced command hallucinations telling her to kill the children and herself, and thus lacks any criminal responsibility. The prosecution side is saying that Clancy acted intentionally because they cited her search history for ways to die and details about psychosis, as well as her attempt to end her own life by jumping from a second-story window, which left her paralyzed from the waist down. Family members and experts have testified about her severe mental health decline, insomnia, and anxiety in the months preceding the tragedy, with the defense resting its case in August 2026 as the trial enters its final weeks. And then, yeah, you just see this outpouring of support from women. Of course, like that's what's going viral. And then you see a lot of these type posts from coming from the men on social media. This is from VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K. Great. Wow, great handle, buddy. My brother, who gets married in 2 weeks, sent the entire family and hers a group chat saying he is calling off the wedding because his fiance said she supported Lindsay Clancy on Friday. Again, this could be
mm,
made up, but I am seeing a lot of posts in this vein of like, well, just make sure you ask women what they think
I
about.
just don't understand. I don't get it, Chrissy, though. Like you have all these posts stating that like they know a friend or a guy or whatever, and now he's breaking up with his girlfriend because she says she's supporting her. But it's like you should have known her mindset while you were dating her. You know what I mean? Like this
Right, it shouldn't
shouldn't
be a
even.
surprise.
Yeah, like well, how are you surprised?
Mhm.
Like I don't understand. Like you should know this person. Like all of a sudden now, because her saying she supports this crazy bitch right here, that you're calling off whatever and whatever. I mean, great, but that should have been not been the case, right?
Yeah.
Like
Oh, thank
since
you,
the
Push-Ups.
beginning.
Thank you, Push-Ups, for the $5 super chat. I don't think you said anything there, Push-Ups. Recod, thank you for the $5. GTA 6 will drop tomorrow. Cyber leak confirmed. I have been subpoenaed for potential leaks. Okay, I don't know what that's about, Thank you. Russell Hall for 5. Anna explained this all very well. She didn't take the meds, did everything to establish an alibi, and then did what she did in an extremely personal way. Ugh. Yeah, apparently she sent her husband out for what she knew would be a very long, bunch of errands. Yikes. That just none of it looks good. Let me pull up another this clip.
And they're blaming him like he should have stayed home. Well, it seems like from what I've been hearing, it seems like she's the one that told him to go outside.
Ay, ay, ay. And now some people are going, "Oh, well, it was the husband." I wanna know how people are getting to that conclusion. So this is a tweet from David Santa Carla. "Every husband of these demons should file for divorce and hire an attorney to seek full custody." Let's see what this clip is.
Women deserve support, and Lindsay didn't
Don't. Oh my
support
gosh.
that she deserved.
We love you, Lindsay, and we're here for you. We're here to show support and love for her.
Today is to support the postpartum health of women. I have 5 children. I feel like anyone who has had kids understands that postpartum period. Lindsay Clancy was begging for help from everything we can see, and I don't think she got it.
Professionally, it hits me, and personally, it hits me. With mental health, we've done a really bad job of recognizing that just because somebody says that they're doing okay, doesn't mean that they're doing okay.
I mean, it's called being a woman, right? A lot of times you're like, you say you're okay when you're not, but
And they're
what
making
we
it
should
something
do,
like
we should do it, like,
yeah.
if you're like, how because you remember after you gave birth, they come in and check in on you, and they ask you, "All right," like, because they know the hormones are making like, they're just surging,
Are you
they're off the
okay? Do you
charts.
need help? Do you want to see a therapist? I've
What
been
do you
asked that multiple times. And
Mhm.
by the way, I never had a therapist when I was going through my postpartum at all. Now, take it as you will. Maybe that sounds bad. Maybe that's a good thing. Like, oh, maybe, like Toasty went through it and she didn't need any of the help and stuff like that. And when I felt frustrated, I would just go out for a walk.
Mhm.
I would just like go to the store, buy some ice cream or something. I don't
You just
know,
have
right?
2 kids, right?
Huh?
You just have 2 kids?
Yeah. 3 pregnancies, but 2 kids. Yeah, yeah.
And so, the times that you needed to, like, get away and take a walk, like, you just had someone watch the kids or, like, were they
Yeah.
napping? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So,
when you're still at the hospital, they give you, like, there's people who come in and ask you, and I think maybe they also had me fill something out, like, they're checking in on where you're at mentally, and all these, like, "Okay, is postpartum messing with you?" Another thing I saw that I was like, "Hmm," and they're like, "Well, she really suffered from bad postpartum." When she killed all her kids, the youngest one was something like 7 or 8 months old, and I was like, the postpartum thing with the surging hormones, like, that happens right after you give birth. I don't know, I just have a hard time believing you're gonna be at that level 7, 8 months later. If you are, you should have a lot of help, like, I don't know, to go that long, if you're at this
at that point, I don't think it's
later
postpartum. At that point, I think there's something
yeah,
mentally wrong with her. It's not postpartum because I
right.
think postpartum tends to like fix itself or whatever the case is about me, like up
You
to 5
level
months.
out, you
5
figured I think you're sleep deprived. Yeah, I remember they said the
Yeah,
therapist did
but
the
and the
same
baby gets
thing.
older, like, the baby
Yeah.
gets bigger, and they start sleeping regularly, like, at night a little more, so you feel more calmer, they're not as little, they're
Also,
whatever.
your sleeping needs change. I noticed I became a much lighter sleeper. I embraced napping. You kinda don't need as much sleep as you thought you needed. Like, you figure it out. Like, your body figures it out. And, God, it's so easy to judge. It's so easy to be like, "Well, I didn't become a crazy maniac in my postpartum period, so what are these women doing?" It's easy for me to go there because I don't know, and I didn't have
And
a nanny. I didn't have, like this woman seemed very well off. She had a lot of support. She was able to work out every morning. She woke up at, like, 6 or 7 a.m. to work out. I'm still not at that point yet. Like, I don't have that kinda time yet.
Did she have parents or anything, or anybody helping out with the kids? Because I know the husband, right? He had work, right? And she was staying home, yeah? Or no, she was a nurse.
Let's ask Grok. Grok knows all.
Well, because my mom died when I was fucking about to graduate high school and shit. So I didn't have anybody from my family taking care of my kids or anything. I had nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Or even my like kid's dad side and stuff. And his mom was like, "Yo, I'll help you out." In my opinion, she made things worse for me, which is another reason why my postpartum was really fucking bad. Is because she stayed at least a month to help out, but even she couldn't even take it anymore, so she would leave and stuff like that. And I would burp the baby, and she yelled at me. She's like, "No, don't do it like that. You're gonna hurt the baby." And I was traumatized. I was like, I did not want to hold my baby for like 2-3 months because I was afraid I would hurt him. She made things a lot worse. So like, I don't know. I feel like in my case, like I had shit going on and I didn't end up like murdering my kids or anything. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was
And
a
the
labor and
fact that
delivery nurse. I feel like that's good. Who would know better what to expect than a labor and delivery nurse? Like, you've caught how many babies? You've seen how many babies?
Was she a labor delivery nurse? I thought she was like a regular, like a take your blood, whatever.
No, she was literally a mommy nurse, a giving birth nurse. All right, I'm gonna finish playing the rest of this clip.
I'm here supporting Lindsay because I've been through what Lindsay's going through.
And like, aren't these women embarrassed to say, and maybe this is clipped in such a way, who knows what else these women said, but like, if I saw myself on a clip like this saying like, I could have been Lindsay, or I've been through what she's been through, it sounds like you're admitting to wanting to off your kids, which is horrible. Oy.
And been failed with mental health.
She was failed. She was let down. Many women suffer from postpartum.
No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't, because it seems like she wasn't telling the whole truth when she was seeking help.
Right. Yeah, like I guess Anna, I'll have to look into that apparently she was not taking her meds. Yikes. And again, you cannot treat the medical industry like your mommy, like your daddy. They're not the boss of you. You are the boss of you. You are the adult. You are 100% your responsibility. I don't know. I've been prescribed meds that I have not taken so many times, like for just pain.
Can I just say this too, as a mother of 2 autistic boys, and my first being severely autistic and stuff. Even the fact that as my child got bigger, like when he was like 6 months or so, we knew something was going on with him, and then he was diagnosed with autism. And even with that, I felt guilty. And so like, I don't understand harming your children, like killing. Like I don't
understand that either. Like, shouldn't every like fiber of your body be screaming the opposite? Like I would die for my kid. I would do whatever it took. Like, I don't know. It's interesting, but then in nature you hear about animals eating their babies. So I'd like to think we could do a little better than the animals, but I guess some of us can't. And why is she flying? What is she waving, the French flag? How is that relevant?
And
like, what is France like the country of mental illness? I need to know what's going on there.
they don't always get help that they need.
It means a lot to me because I can feel that pain and that.
These fucking disingenuous bitches are making it something like no one's saying postpartum is not a thing. No one's saying that women deserve to like just suffer and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No one's saying that. They're making it seem like people think that postpartum is a made up thing, which obviously it's not.
I know.
However, we find the stuff that has been coming out, especially when it comes to her lawyers and her side and stuff, bullshit. It just doesn't make any sense.
My dad was brutally, viciously murdered 6 months before I gave birth. And I didn't have a crazy postpartum depression, okay? Like, I don't know how it gets worse than that. Just saying.
Disparity as a mother to a mother.
And Clancy supporters see her lawyer, Kevin Reddington, as a crusader for postpartum health care.
And Lindsay's here. Oh, it's Reddington. God bless Kevin. God bless him. We do love Kevin. Kevin is so instrumental.
This isn't the way they're talking about him and the way they're talking about her. It's like, it just seems like they have an unhealthy attachment obsession with this whole thing. They sound like they know these people. Ugh.
And can I just mention, I've said this to like my audience is mostly men, right? And I tell them all the time, be careful who you guys nut in. Because I know it's hard for men to get laid more than women. Like, it's easier for women to get laid and it's harder for men to get laid. I get it. But see, a lot of my friends that I know of they have exes and they're insane. And so it's like, and a lot of them have children with them. And I tell them, I know it's hard to get laid.
Let nut in you, ladies.
Yeah. You have to be careful. I know, like, don't be sticking your dick in these bitches. They're fucking crazy.
Do a little bit of vetting. Do a little bit of vetting before the nutting. That's our motherly advice to you, chat. Okay.
Oh, it's Reddington. God bless Kevin. God bless him. We do love Kevin. Kevin is so instrumental in this process because he's given a voice to all these women that have had no voice for so long. We're so grateful that somebody's hearing us. And we can shout from the rooftop that finally someone is hearing that we as women, we do need help. And we do need support. And see, that's why we're all here. And we love you, Lindsay.
I feel that this could be like a watershed moment.
We love you, Lindsay. And fuck the kids. Fuck the kids who are now fucking worm food. Fuck them. What?
It's so sad. I just like I want to know what's in these women's minds and hearts. Like, what is there? And again, like, there's more going on with everybody. Oh, I wasn't seen, I wasn't heard. Like, that could mean so many different things for so many different women. Like, maybe you just, I don't know, maybe you didn't have a supportive partner. Maybe you did get to stay at home while your man worked his ass off to provide for you. Oh, but I felt so alone. I didn't have any help. Well, that's a lot of people. Also, you're very lucky to get to stay at home with your kids while your husband goes out and works. But again, like, there's so many generalities being thrown around. Like, oh, women don't get support. Women don't get help. It's like, what do you exactly mean by that?
There's programs. There's fucking Facebook groups you could join and speak to other mothers that feel the same way. There's and that's what I did when I first had my son. I was just.
That's good. Yeah.
My mom had died when I was about to graduate high school. Like, I'm having symptoms that I feel like I'm dying because my heart is pounding out of my chest and my hair's thinning out, and I shaved my fucking head and I look like a fucking potato. I got real fat. Like, there was a lot of shit going on with me. And when I was about to lose my shit or feel like I was a failure and stuff, like I said, I went onto these groups. I read some of these posts, or like I would draw, or like I took up planting, and things to occupy yourself.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Like, you did the right thing. Oh, Matthew Hammond, thank you for the $2. Did you hear about Kaylee Earhart offing her kids? No, I have not heard of her. And then Matthew Hammond again for $2. Fortunately, one of the 3 survived. Are you talking about Lindsay Clancy's kids? I heard that they all died. One just died like 2 days later. I guess in the hospital. But I want to.
Oh my God, Chrissy, do you remember when this bitch murdered? Well, she was on trial. It was like in the early 2000s. Do you remember her? Or what's her name? Casey Anthony. And they found her not guilty, even though like the whole thing was fucking sus as hell. Like, she didn't call the cops or whatever until like days later, a month later, or whatever. It was just like, what? And then the whole world was so angry. Like, we need to bring this back. Like, the whole world was just enraged and they hated the fact that she went free. But now it's just like, it's all right.
Yeah. I know that's a name everybody knows now for sure. I like this comment from Lindsay. I feel like these women are conflating depression and psychosis to make it about themselves. Yeah. Oh, anytime I was sad, my husband ignored me. Ay. Again, yeah, maybe too much. Like with anything, maybe these women have a bit too much time on their hands.
Chrissy, by the way, you do have like a red boy on Rumble.
Wait a second. Wrong sound effect. Clanch to tip measured. Thank you. Clanch is now king of the chat. Thank you for the hundo. This is going to buy a lot of diapers for baby Frankie. Thank you, Clanch. When I rise to power and declare my imperial reign, I shall appoint Chrissy and Toasty to curtail the femlib scourge infecting our realm. The Clanch has spoken. Please continue, Mama C. Wow, thank you. Look, we have positions now, Toasty. Ay.
Nice.
You know, as a recently minted Catholic, I think it's important to have grace for people. I am a bit fascinated by these women. I really want to understand why they feel the way they do. Like, what is behind this here? Okay, I'm playing this game.
Someone is hearing us, and we can shout from the rooftop that finally someone is hearing.
A Boston accent detected.
That we as women, we do need help, and we do need support. And see, that's why we're all here. And we love you, Lindsay.
I feel that this could be like a watershed moment. This needs to, it was so tragic, but hopefully from this, we will see a huge change. We will see that people are, I really feel like the village needs to come back around women after they have children.
I hope that doctors will not just dismiss women, because that is what's happened.
But hold on, aren't doctors more likely going to overprescribe and be like, "What? Oh, you're a little bit antsy. Let me prescribe you SSRIs. Let me prescribe you, anxiety meds. Let me prescribe you antidepressant." I would say the opposite. I wouldn't say they're being ignored. I would say doctors are throwing drugs at every little thing.
Yeah, I agree. It's like, especially when it comes to like fucking kids or like parents taking their kids to trans them and shit. They're quick to fucking give them hormones and chop their tits and whatever.
Right backwards. Yeah. Oh, of course they're trans.
Decade after decade after decade.
Oi. Let me see. Let me read the comments on this one. Liberal women, the hormones that hit after giving birth can turn us into killers, and there's nothing we can do about it. Also, liberal women, if women ran the planet, wars would disappear and we'd finally have world peace. That's funny. Okay, what else? Oh my God. Lindsay is innocent. Her husband did it. It's Big Pharma's fault. I stand with Lindsay. It's her husband's fault. I mean, I think it's Big Pharma's fault, but I think it's very much Lindsay's fault. Like, you took the pills. You murdered your children.
Gosh, if I was prescribed, like, even, dude, I even had because I have chronic pain, right? So like when I was pregnant with my second son, I already had my chronic pain. I had my autoimmune disease. I had like body aches and stuff. I took 0 pills. And you know what I would do? I would go in the shower with warm water, not too hot, right? But like warm water enough to like kind of relax my muscles and stuff. I didn't take any pills, even though doctors told me it was safe and stuff. I didn't take any because I was afraid that, I might harm the baby and stuff. I was too scared and I just dealt with it. Sometimes you just have to deal with pain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, again, I didn't take so much as an Advil for any of the pain I had from pregnancy because I was just too afraid of like anything. I was just like,
hurting them. Yeah.
So why can't you support her and still think she needs to be punished for killing her children? Why can't you do both of these things? Women will find any excuse to justify their actions. Has anyone noticed the more we try and deal with mental health, the worse it gets? Has anyone noticed the farther we wander from God, the more we deal with the disastrous mental health? Ooh, mental health equals spiritual health. Jesus heals. That's true. I think these freaks these freaks' divorces have already happened multiple times to the majority of these soulless hags. Who
They
in their
hate
right mind are they yelling at a kid? Are they thinking
yeah, that's an older video, Chrissy.
Ay, ay, ay.
They hate children. They're crazy.
Ay, these women
See, I
rallying.
cannot be religious. I can't be religious because, for one, I'm a petty bitch. And so if anybody tries something, I'll hurt them. Like, I'm
Oh,
just too
like
petty to be religious.
to protect your kids, you mean?
I need to protect my kids, to protect myself. You do anything stupid, I'm petty that way. I'm not.
Oh, what's that? Self-defense is not petty.
I'm not a forgiving person like that, Chrissy. Like I'm not like very. I'm not like I have so much anger towards these people. I hate them so much, and I know hate's a strong word, but I can't stand these people, and I don't know.
Because you
I
just
don't
feel
know.
like is it because you feel like they're weak and they're just not dealing with their
Yeah,
problems?
they're weak. They're fucking petty. Like I even got like, gosh, like I even got like my coffee removed. Like I had coffee where people would donate to me, got it removed because they're like, oh, we looked through your social media because the trannies and all these people reported me to them, I guess, and they were like, sorry, we can't work with you. You're fucked. I had to deal with this bitch that had my fucking mass reported my YouTube, and that fucked up my income. It's just like these people are just they ruin people's livelihoods, and I could give a shit to like whatever happens to me. I don't care. I don't
Mhm.
care. I don't care. Like I'm done with these people. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I get it. You have no patience for people trying to take away
no.
someone's livelihood.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Women
They're
out here
horrible.
making the argument that their hormones make them so crazy that murder is justified. You're basically making the argument that locking up women in an insane asylum for hysteria was the right move, and the 19th Amendment was a mistake. You can't have it both ways. Either women are perfectly capable of being equal and being accountable for equal justice under the law, or women are fragile creatures at the whims of hormonal madness, and the men should be the only ones in charge. Oh, that is a good point. That is a good point. Weren't they saying we are strong and independent and don't need a man for the past 20 years?
And then, you know what? We are fragile creatures. Yeah, we are, and there's nothing wrong with being like fragile, delicate, and stuff. And that's what makes us different from men. It's okay to be that way. It is.
Yeah,
We don't always have to act tough and hard, and it's okay to be soft and you know.
of course. In his 1851 essay on women, the philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer believed women should not have the guardianship of their children under any circumstances, whatever. Wow. Well, look at his hairdo. Hundreds of supporters, many wearing pink clothing, gather outside the court. Oh, that's why the Boston accent. They're in Massachusetts. Dirt. Females, it's so hard not to strangle your kids. We relate to Lindsay Clancy. Is this what I am to understand? Is killing your young children the new girl boss move? Yeah, they just don't realize how bad the optics are because they just are wrapped up in the, "Oh, she
Wait, wait,
needed
wait.
help."
Does this mean I get permission to like strangle one of these bitches because they ruined my livelihood and they're on that side and they cause me like crazy amount of emotions? Can I strangle these people? Can I do it?
I mean,
It seems like
I don't know if you'd ever see anybody in person. These people mostly just live online. Okay, so her female doctors failed her. I see a pattern with a certain group. So apparently these are all of her doctors. Dr. Aaliyah Goodhart, Dr. Elizabeth Lapasada, all women doctors. Ruh-roh. Oh, the poor babies. Oh my god, it's really heartbreaking. It's like yeah, that's the important thing here is that, like, you murdered babies,
and they
period.
acted like the Shiloh chick that said the N word was like a horrible fucking person over a word and
Oh,
then
yeah,
they're defending this bitch.
exactly. Like yeah, N-word lady.
That's
You
horrible.
can't
You
get a
shouldn't say
break.
that.
Oh, good. Ari's coming in. She's getting her camera together. Let me see if there's any other clips. Do, 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 do. Here's one. Here's one I'll bring up. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything from the chat. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything from
I'm looking at the Rumble chat just in case.
YouTube. I know I'm on top of it today, guys. I think you can tell.
Problematic white guy on Rumble who was my co-host on my show and everything. He's like, this is why we had doctors back in the days where they used to finger, women that were going through shit to make them feel better.
Finger you back to insanity.
You're right.
Oh, Brian K, thank you for the $5. That stupid Boston accent F. Yeah, I think it was deemed. Didn't they vote it once the sexiest accent, the Boston accent? Oh my goodness, Ari Jacob is here.
Hi.
Ooh,
I miss you.
Owner and founder of Influences. Do I have it right?
No, creator genius. We sunsetted that company. R.I.P.
Of course.
It's okay.
The old one. I'm done. This is why I don't intro people with credits because I just screw it up.
Don't worry. How are you?
Good. I'm finally catching up. Do you know Toasty, Ari? Toasty?
No, I don't think we've ever met.
We never met. Hello.
Hi.
I'm finally catching up on this Lindsay Clancy case, and because we see on social media the outpouring of support from women, and it's easy to be like, they're crazy, they're retarded. But then I'm looking deeper, going, okay, why are these women really supporting her? And they're like, oh no, we're not condoning murder. We're just here to say the system failed her and she needed help and she was ignored. And I feel like these women are putting their own issues onto this. Oops, Toasty's still come back.
I'm here. I'll be back up.
I feel like a lot of women are putting their own issues and like projecting onto Lindsay, like, oh, I'm in a bad relationship or I was failed one way or another. And again, it just seems like it's a bad look to be supporting this gal. Like you can say you can be on the postpartum depression psychosis, but to be out there.
I know why.
I
think I know why they're doing it. It's probably because she jumped out the window and intended to, off herself, and then she also ended up completely paralyzed and in a wheelchair. So if you're looking at it like that, it's kind of like, okay, she kind of punished herself in in the worst way possible already. Like, I don't think that somebody would do all that if they weren't crazy. Like, I think there's a reason why the insanity defense is out there, because I think some people really are insane. And to me, I could see why people, if I was going to be devil's advocate, I've never been pregnant. I know that just my regular hormones are a lot. I can't imagine if I was feeling postpartum. I think that there are, you don't feel as a woman that you can control everything. Anyway, I don't know anything about that, but I think that, I don't know how supportive they're being. I know they're wearing pink shirts and all this stuff, but I guess the way I see it is because she is I think that's why the insanity defense exists. And then I think she tried to get help and they didn't really do anything about it. But it doesn't.
Had her on 13 different medicines.
Yeah. I mean, did you feel postpartum stuff?
Yes, but I never had. I was more. I felt crazy because I was so sleep deprived. I've talked about it before on streams where after I gave birth, it just I was on no sleep and I woke up in the middle of the night. I just was worried that the nurses, I didn't want them to touch him. I didn't want them to take him away. I didn't want them to do anything to him at all. And then when they did take him away to do the heel prick to some kind of a blood test, I was breathing on the window hey, with my little my bag of liquids following me don't touch him. And they were okay, let's go back to bed. Let's go back to bed, Miss Mayr. And they called in social services into me. The two people with lab coats came in the next day are you okay? Just because I'm that fucking nurse ratted on me because I was crying in the hallway with my bag of liquids. Big deal. I wasn't, but I would never think of gosh, I had never had thoughts of harming the baby. I just was more I don't have any don't touch him. I was just really sleep deprived.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me it was the complete opposite. Well, of this bitch. So like I was afraid of hurting my firstborn. Because my firstborn, like my first baby. So I'm
'Cause you're
just
so
like,
little.
yeah, and he was very small. He was like 6 pounds too. So like I was afraid of hurting him, and I wasn't creating milk. So like he was losing weight because they keep telling me to breastfeed him, and it's like he just doesn't latch on or anything. I don't think he's gaining weight. And then we went to the doctor and he's losing weight. And then like I felt bad. I felt like I was hurting him. And then as he got older, like since he how can I put this? He was not developing regularly like regular babies. We were like, well, maybe there's something wrong with him. And then we took him. It felt even worse. And it's just, oh, yeah. I felt like it was all my fault somehow. I felt bad. Yeah. And this was like after my miscarriage with my first one. So it
That
was just
seems
a lot.
normal though. Like they're so small, like this feeling like I can't do anything right. I'm not like breastfeeding enough, producing enough like that. I feel like those are all normal thoughts. And just this you do like realize like, oh my gosh, this little baby is so fragile and so small and you're like, oh, anything could hurt him. Like you just become hyper vigilant.
Yeah. And I wasn't even able to nap because I would just get up and just look at him to see if he's breathing and put my hand on his, mouth to see if he's breathing and stuff.
Yeah, you're
And then
constantly like, are they sleeping or are they dead?
yeah, yeah. And so like even when I was napping, I wasn't napping. I was getting up and checking on him, and yeah. Yeah.
I just still think like she is the one that decided to take these 13 different medications. She is the one who murdered these kids. Like she is even suicide is a sin. Like that's a coward's way out is suicide. Uh so I just don't for me, like, oh, that she punished herself by throwing herself out a window. It's like, who cares what happens to you? You just killed 3 people. Like I don't see that as like, well, she's paralyzed, so now even Steven, it's like, nah, I don't know. Put her in the chair. She ruined she murdered 3 babies and ruined her
Is
husband's
she
life.
really paralyzed, or they're just saying that to make her look like a victim? And like I'm wondering, I gotta see her legs, because if I
That's
see
like
her
your
legs
watch
and they're like,
at the end. Oops.
if I see her fucking legs and they're like thick and just normal looking, then I know this bitch is full of it. But if they're like all like scrawny and stuff, then I'm like, okay, yeah, she can't walk.
So here's another woman. So we're going over the responses from men and women. It seems like the clips that go viral are women going like here's why I support her. And this is how I'm going to vet men on dates. I'm going to ask them what they think of this. And then we see a lot of men being like, this is how you vet women now. Ask them what they think of this case. So here's an example of what some women are saying.
My new vetting process for if I want to date a man, first date question I'm always going to be asking him is, do you think that Lindsay Clancy should go to jail for what she did? And if that man says yes, I'm getting up and walking out right then and there. I cannot spend the rest of my life with someone who thinks that that woman is guilty and deserves jail.
Then what does she deserve? I don't know.
I mean, don't they have like videos and recordings and all that proves that she is guilty? It's like what I've been told or what I've heard is this trial isn't about whether she's guilty or not. Clearly, they just think if it's because she's actually psychotic, or is it like not that
Right, if
case.
she can be criminally charged because of the mental illness.
Yeah.
We asked a question before, did Lindsay Clancy have anyone helping her with the kids? She had a part-time nanny for a few months in 2022, primarily for the youngest child, plus support from her husband and family. And then it goes into detail about like how often the nanny worked for her. I mean, I would like to have a nanny to do laundry and help with food and Rossi testified at the murder trial that Lindsay was a wonderful mom who loved her kids, appeared loving and attentive. She never had concerns about the children's safety or Lindsay's interactions with them. Lindsay shared that she was dealing with postpartum issues, sleep difficulties, sometimes sleeping in the basement, seeing doctors. The family let Rossi go in early December after Lindsay decided to not return to work. Lindsay and her husband Patrick planned to handle the childcare themselves. Interesting. Yeah, she left the nanny detailed notes about instructions and feeding. Well, if the nanny is saying that she seemed like a good mom, that's interesting.
The lawyer said that, I don't know if it was in the opening statements, I caught a clip, he said, like, that she wanted to be dead, that's why she jumped out the window, so it's like, okay, well, maybe she should get the death penalty and then she can be dead, what she wanted, so, I mean.
Yeah.
That's true.
Plus, like, I'm so tired of look, people go through stuff in life and they don't expect consequences from how they act, or they want an excuse, like, in like, oh, I dealt with this, so this is like, I'm single, so I see, like, and I'm dating older guys over 40, and it's like, oh, well, I had this happen to me, so now so I have this issue, I have this attachment style, now I'm gonna just be a jerk. And it's like, no, like, just because something happened to you doesn't mean you get to act any type of way like a victim and then excuse whatever happened to you because you didn't grow up like an adult and face the proper way. I'm sorry, but, like,
Yeah, that sounds like a pussy way out. Like,
but,
oh,
like,
everyone
yeah.
needs to make concessions for me. Like, you're the only
It's
person
like
who's
we're
been
all
through
adults.
it.
We've all gone through stuff. I don't know one person that, like, hasn't gone through anything. So it's like, you can make excuses for yourself, or you could just, if you, treat somebody a certain way, you get rid of all your kids. That's terrible. Like, sorry, but you can go to the jail and think about it for the rest of your life, and you can go find God in jail, right? Like, that's how I'm not saying I agree. I know why people are like, on her side or whatever, but that's kind of how society is these days. Like, it's like, oh, well, this person went through this, so I'm just gonna, be whatever. I'm gonna, they're a poor victim, but it's like, no, that's just not, I don't know. But that's kind of how society is these days, don't you think? Like, people are like professional victims all the time.
Mhm. I would love to hear more about your dating stories, Ari. I'm fascinated. So this is from Fox News. She's so beat up and just so sad. Lindsay Clancy's defense attorney, Kevin Reddington, speaks with these reporters before entering the courtroom. Let's see what he has to say.
What do you think of the support for Lindsay Clancy out here?
I have no words.
No words?
It's amazing.
What are you going to
It's so
tell?
weird to be the cheering.
It's out here.
It is. It's like they want him to be a celebrity.
Well, I'll tell her what's out here. That's all I can say. I like your outfit. It looks
Thank
good.
you. What do you plan to do today before you rest your case?
Cross-examine their experts. They're going to put them on today. And then I'll probably have a Zoom tomorrow with one more witness.
Okay. Do you expect court to go again for the rest?
The argument should be Monday, hopefully.
Okay. How do you think it's going, your case?
They're swarming him like he's Justin Bieber.
Yeah, you see that guy? He's looking back. Like, bro, like, the fuck you looking at?
Literally, 5 weeks of their time on this case, which I love that. I think it's amazing. It's been going good.
You've been here weeks and you've been having your eyes on the jury. They've been taking lots of notes. What are you thinking? Do you feel confident that they're
very, very attentive, and they're putting a lot of work. They always do. They put a lot of work into the case. It's very moving for them. They don't forget it.
Mr. Reddington, what's your message to all these folks who are here today?
Thank you. That's all I can say. It's amazing.
Love you, Kevin.
Kevin, are you surprised at just
Somebody
how
in the
much
comments said
attention
she
this?
self-committed herself. That's why I don't know the whole case, and she saw 10 doctors, and that's why people are saying she was neglected. Because like, why did she have to self-commit herself? I don't know all the details.
I see what
But
This case has gotten. I mean, people are coming from Maine.
It's the message. It really is. It's the message that just has reverberated, throughout the whole country.
What is that
Reddington's
message?
fighting for women's rights.
No, I
for
don't.
health.
I think that it's the mental health system. I hate to use the word health care because unfortunately in this case we can see it hasn't been health care. And I think that it shines a light on this issue. I mean, when a woman is going through what so many people do and they go to a doctor and the doctor says, here, take this pill, take that pill, take this pill, and then they basically treat them for 15, 20 minutes and send them on their way. It's just not right.
And to those who can't wrap their heads around sympathizing with a mother who killed her 3 children, what do you say to them?
I think it's almost like when you're picking a jury and sometimes somebody will say, well, I don't agree with, this allegation of murder. I mean, none of us do. But that's what we have juries for. They pass between the government and a defendant to see if they can prove their case.
What do you think of
support, and what does she think of this support?
I'm going to go in and see her right now. I'm sure that she is, and if she isn't, she will be. And
What do you think about?
She's so beat up and just so sad, but this will really help her out, I think.
She's sad.
Boo.
Oh no, she's sad.
She's sad.
That's awesome.
We love her. What do you think about
I will.
you being the advocate for all women right now?
I'm not an advocate.
She's probably only sad now because she can't fucking feel herself when she flicks the beam because she's paralyzed.
The cheers for this guy, it's strange.
It's creepy. It's giving me cringe. It's cringing me out. I can't.
It's really weird. Like he's a hero. Oh, women's mental health. Oh, whatever.
Yeah, it's just, I feel like it's just misplaced. This is an article from Court TV. She was a puppet and someone else was pulling the strings. Lindsay Clancy's defense rests after the doctor says she wasn't psychotic every minute. What? Zoom this out a little bit. Okay, so this was from a couple days ago. Her defense rested its case on Friday after calling a psychiatrist who testified that the defendant suffered from psychosis. Clancy, now 36, pleaded not guilty to 3 charges of murder and the deaths of her kids. Strangled to death in the basement of her home. She has not denied killing her children, but claimed that she was suffering from postpartum psychosis at the time. Clancy's final defense witness, Dr. Philip Resnick, a psychiatrist involved in some of the United States' most notorious trials, testified virtually Friday morning. He testified that he met with the defendant in May, approximately 4 months after the killings, and spent 3 hours interviewing her. He also interviewed her parents and studied her medical records. She had suffered major injury and was paralyzed, Resnick said. During the interview, she appeared somewhat matter-of-fact, but at the time she was still grieving. The nurses told me that she was crying daily about the loss of her children. Resnick said that Clancy was medicated when he met with her and presented a flat or blunted effect, while prosecutors have argued that Clancy's behavior in the hours before her children's deaths, calling restaurants, using the internet, and sending texts, indicated she was sane. Resnick told the jury, it's not that simple. Psychosis can indeed wax and wane, he said. For example, on the day of her crime, I'm not suggesting she was frankly psychotic every minute. She was functioning at a level that was not frankly psychotic until she had a command hallucination while her husband, Patrick, was out doing a couple chores. Clancy reported to another psychologist, her husband, and a chaplain that she heard a voice that compelled her to kill the children before attempting to take her own life. Resnick called that phenomenon a command hallucination and said that Clancy not only suffered from that delusion, but also what is known as a delusion of influence, meaning that sounds like a demon, meaning that she thought her body was being controlled by an external force. She was in a dream state and did not have control over her own body. He said it was almost like she was a puppet and someone else was pulling the strings. I mean, if you're a religious,
I don't think it's my mic.
No, it's Chrissy's mic. There's a little crack.
Is it my mic?
Mm-hmm.
What does it sound like?
A
Bad?
little crackling.
Yeah.
What do I do for that?
Just make sure it's plugged in all the way, maybe, or the wires aren't getting stepped on.
Oh.
I thought it was mine because I haven't live streamed in a long time.
No, I could tell. She was looking at the chat. She's trying to fix her mic, but it's Chrissy.
Is it better?
A little bit. Oh no, it's still crackling.
What the fudge? Okay, well, there was a little box up against my wire, so I moved the box. So hopefully that would help. Wow.
Well,
Prosecutor Jennifer Sprague challenged Resnick's conclusions, recalling an article he'd previously published with command auditory hallucinations are easy to fabricate. Persons experiencing genuine command hallucinations do not always obey the voices, especially if doing so would be dangerous. Resnick previously testified in both of Andrea Yates's criminal trials. She was found not guilty by reason of insanity after drowning her 5 kids in a bathtub in 2011. Yikes.
I remember that.
Ms. Yates, in fact, committed herself to a hospital 5 times and tried to kill herself twice, all while not trying to kill her children. All right, well, that seems totally different.
Dude, there was even a black woman that fucking baked her child inside an oven.
Oh, I think I heard about that. That's
my gosh. What's up with all these people getting like possessed? Like
it sounds
Perez
like
Hilton
and
the Perez Hilton thing was so gnarly. Like I was
well,
like,
I still can't believe that. Like that's didn't he recently come out?
I don't know, but I was like, I was making all these like,
Catholic
like Christian posts on Instagram, and then he was liking every single one of them like that day. And then it creeped me out like that happened that day because I saw him liking like everything that I was posting about like anything Christianity, he was liking it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So apparently he had health issues. He came back from the hospital and then he's like, I saw God. I turned over a new leaf and I'm a Christian now. And he's like listening to Christian music and all that. And then all of a sudden, he's on live cutting himself and everything. And it's just like, what happened?
The devil.
Yeah.
I don't know. Demons. Who knows?
That's
scary.
Like the simplest explanation there. Wow. Wow. Oh, thank you, Roadkill, for the Rumble rant. Thank you,
Fuck you, Roadkill.
You don't like Roadkill?
He be in my chat. He's on my panel sometime.
Oh, he's one of your peeps. I see.
He's one of my peeps.
Let's see if there's anything else on YouTube. I don't want to miss anybody's chat because I was missing them last week. Yeah, you do bring up some interesting points, Ari, for sure. But I think at the end of the day, like we're all in charge of ourselves here.
Well, yeah, and I think at the end, like I don't know what the law is in that particular like scenario, but the law is like a little bit weird. One case I was following was this kid in LA like on Pacific Coast Highway. He wasn't drinking. He's 18 or 19 or something, and he wasn't drinking. He wasn't high. He was speeding. They don't know how fast, but he ran into a car and it killed 4 Pepperdine girls. And they want to give him 4 counts of murder, like the same as the guy that killed those sorority girls. And like that to me, it like doesn't seem right. But they were even saying that the law says that if he had been drunk, that I think he would be able to like use that as a defense because you're not like in control. And I'm like, to me, that doesn't seem right. But then there's, so I don't know what the law is, but I feel like if you had intent to kill someone, like there should be stronger punishment than if something was an accident, even if you were speeding. Like it's weird that but the law is just set up in such a weird way. I don't know which way this one goes, but if it's by means of insanity and that other person that killed their kids got insanity, to me, not knowing the law would seem logical that this person would have a good case in the insanity side. I don't know if anybody watched like the there was I think it was her first like therapist was on the stand and she was like really condescending and was like, well, I wrote this down, but I didn't mean it like that. And that wasn't a good look for the prosecution. So I just think there's, but there's people that hate her just as much. I mean, even Karen Reed, that one case about that she almost ran over her guy or whatever, she came out not guilty and she'll be hated for the rest of her life. So who knows on these things? I always just try to see the other side just because, the media plays up on both ends and it makes you connect with whatever your experience is, right? Like if you had like terrible postpartum depression after having a baby, you're going to probably be more on her side. If, I don't know. everybody plays on. You could say you're the most fair person on the planet, but you're probably gonna lean more into like what your situation is,
Of
right?
course. Yeah, you're always going to like
Some biases.
have your bias. Actress Lisa Rinna says she and her female therapist agreed that the husband killed the oh boy, what does Lisa Rinna have to say about this?
Chit chat. All right, he did it. Patrick did it. Patrick's the one who did it. Not Lindsay. Patrick did it because, I also heard that women typically don't strangle. So awful to even say, but that isn't what a woman would do. They don't strangle.
What would they do?
I was actually in therapy today, and my therapist and I were talking.
Wait, so that's her.
I said, well, what do they do?
See, my therapist.
Poison.
Oh, women don't strangle.
So wait, no, yeah, we do.
It's actually not. It's actually the defense that they're taking kind of proves that she's admitting she did it. So these people saying the husband did it, it doesn't make any sense because legally they couldn't make the argument that she was insane if they weren't admitting that she did it.
Right. Yeah.
Or
so these people don't know what they're talking about.
Or drown them. Like we literally had that conversation today. And she looks at me and she goes, "He did it." I was like, wow, yeah.
Dude.
And now, yeah.
Wow.
This bitch doesn't give a shit. She just wants to show off her fucking fake ass lips. That's what she
yeah. Oy vey. Oy. She didn't have support. She had multiple therapists, psychiatrists, her parents, his parents, daily daycare for the older two.
Oh, they both had parents.
Yep.
They had all of that. All
the grandparents and a nanny that stayed with her for 5 hours a day, 3 days a week, while her husband was working from home. How much more support could she have been given? Whoa.
The thing that people don't understand is it can be true that healthcare sucks and that maybe women like need to be more supported if they have postpartum. And also it can be true that like she shouldn't have killed her kids and that there's like no excuse for it, I think like just because you believe like whatever women and need more support in their healthcare or whatever, that doesn't mean that like this lady should go free.
Yeah, how many women have bad postpartum? Like I've had friends who've talked about it. I don't know what like the details of I haven't asked the details of their suffering, but like that doesn't give you a free pass to get on 13 different meds and unalive babies.
You should just be like, I don't know, I'm on 13 meds. I don't think it's smart of me to take all these. Like,
I would be like, hey, let me get off this other med before I get on this other medication.
Aren't you overdose on 13 meds? Or do you need like...
Do you even eat food anymore? You're just taking pills all day?
He just eats pills. That's it.
This is a good post from Lauren Chen. I see all these depressed women on social media lamenting motherhood as full of isolation. Ladies, take your kids outside, take them to the zoo, the library, go get a bite, visit family or friends, travel with them, get out of the house. You're in prisons of your own making. Oh, this freaking tweet. When you have to take care of your 3 kids, clean the house, cook, do laundry, be alone all day, every day with no human interaction, never being able to go out with your spouse because no babysitter, and it's just the same day every day in the same 4 walls for the rest of your life. Girl, you should be lucky you have 3 kids and a husband that works so you can stay home with them.
Yeah.
And pulling out a knife over yourself.
I think people are weird on TikTok.
This is why I stay off TikTok. Like, look, the nose ring should come out once you have kids. She did not get the memo. I think the nose ring should come out when you get married, but that's just me. Yeah. And also, like, if you complain, oh, my life is boring, it's because you are boring. There's how many accounts to follow on social media. There's how many YouTube pages, like how to make your day fun for toddlers, different activities you can do, crafts
Meet
you can
other
buy,
moms.
crafts you can make. Yeah, meetup groups, play dates. I just think it's
Even
2026.
have a little lesbian orgies with the other moms, I don't know, but like something.
Have a lesbian orgy while the kid naps.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, you wanna have sympathy and grace for people, but so what? What's the worst case scenario? She gets declared insane and then goes to, like, a nut house for the rest of her life?
A worst case or the best case, you mean?
Yeah.
Probably.
I always like to follow Nate the lawyer in these
Mhm.
situations. Okay, I know this isn't gonna go over well, but after further review, if I were a juror in the Lindsay Clancy case, I would vote not guilty by reason of lack of criminal responsibility due to mental disease or defect.
Yeah, see, I think that's gonna be the legal argument.
Oh, Evie says, I don't think that is what's going to happen, though. I missed the proof she was doctor shopping and the doctors refused to see her because of it. But even if that is the correct sentence, I don't think that's going to happen. Most people don't understand mental health. One little thing won't make sense to this jury and they will just find her guilty.
Wasn't she like Googling stuff too, though? Like Googling stuff about how to kill them or something?
No,
Yeah, I think
babies.
so. Babies, oh, sweet babies. Ay.
I think I wonder if it's gonna come down to the doctors that are like assessing her.
Clarification, when I say not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect, I am not saying she should be set free. I am saying she should be committed to a secure psychiatric hospital, hopefully for the rest of her life. She should never be back on the streets. To me, it just seems like you do some horrible shit and the system makes it so easy for you to be like, I'm insane. Because I feel like we've seen it happen with so many other cases.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's kind of hard, but they didn't let that one kid that killed his parents, Rob.
Rob Reiner.
Reiner. I don't think he didn't get away with it, right? Like, I don't know what happened with that, but I don't think he's gonna get away with insanity. I also think that it's so insane for people to even imagine that somebody would do that to their own kids that you're like, yeah, they must be insane. Like for a mother to do it. It would be easier for people to think yeah, she must be insane because how could somebody do that?
Right.
You know?
Nick Reiner, the son of director Rob Reiner, has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, and the fatal stabbing of his parents. He was arrested hours after the bodies were discovered, faces a special allegation of using a dangerous and deadly weapon. He appeared in court and pleaded not guilty to the charges. He remains held without bail. Let's see. He had a drug addiction. He had schizophrenia. As of mid-2026, the case is ongoing with prosecutors considering whether to seek the death penalty, whether Nick Reiner's siblings, Jake and Romy Reiner, have testified before a grand jury regarding the incident. Yeah, so it doesn't sound like he got off scot-free there. I would hope not. That was pretty brutal too.
I think though, if you try to go for that defense, then you're pretty much admitting that you did it. So it's kind of a gamble because I don't know. I don't know for sure, but I would assume that if you're gonna plead insanity, then you're gonna. I think who else did that is those brothers that killed their parents. I think they tried to do that. But anyway, I don't know.
Let's see.
Just be prepared for all these riots if she is found guilty.
Riots? White women don't riot. That's black people.
Protests.
I don't think so. I don't see white women rioting or protest maybe, but white women are not going to riot. They're going to go back to their HR jobs. Clancy's mother-in-law was the first witness called to the stand. A nurse herself, Susan Clancy, said the defendant had been suffering and desperately seeking medical help after giving birth to her third child. When Susan Clancy testified, the entire family, including the defendant, had gone to church for Christmas the month before the killings. Prosecutor Shanahan Buckingham asked her, "Are you an active member in the Catholic Church?" The witness said yes. Buckingham responded, "So you're aware that murder is considered a mortal sin?" Religion and references to religious beliefs are generally inadmissible at trial. Judge William Sullivan immediately stopped the line of questioning and ordered the jury to disregard it. What?
Now,
Oh my God. I've never done jury duty, but doesn't this look just so painfully boring just to sit here?
Depressing.
Like,
I don't think like we'd be allowed to because we
Once
have like
the
too
defendant-
many opinions on the internet. People would be like, "Yeah, you're excused."
Yeah. Oh, we looked you up. You're dismissed.
When she was seeing Julie Paul, did you continue to have conversations with her about how she was feeling?
Yes.
And you knew that she was taking some new medications after she saw Julie, right?
Yes.
And
Mom,
on November 30th,
she looks like she hasn't slept in a year.
Mhm.
and I'm just gonna.
She's like, "Are you done?" We need a better clip. Okay. After unaliving her children, Lindsay Clancy, injured her own neck and wrists before jumping out of a second-story window, fractured her spine, leaving her paralyzed. For days in the hospital, she was unable to speak or move. Her room was guarded by police for 24/7. She was not allowed to have any visitors. Defense witness Dr. Paul Ziesel, forensic psychologist, was hired by Lindsay Clancy's attorney to visit her in the hospital, was able to do so via a court order on February 4th. During that visit, Lindsay Clancy asked to call her husband, and Ziesel allowed her to use his phone to do so. Lindsay Clancy's husband, Patrick Clancy, didn't answer the phone that day, but he did answer 2 days later when Ziesel had returned to the hospital for a visit and allowed the defendant to use his phone again. Ziesel testified that during the phone call, Lindsay Clancy said that she loved him and that she heard a male voice ordering her, telling her that she didn't have any choice, but she had to unalive her children and then unalive herself. Ay, ay, ay. No,
That you
an 8-minute clip. We can't watch that. Lindsay Clancy said her kids were safe in heaven. Chaplain Sheila Kavanaugh also visited the defendant during her stay at Brigham and Women's Hospital. Kavanaugh testified that during those visits, Lindsay Clancy repeated her story about hearing a voice that compelled her to unalive her children. She also prayed with Kavanaugh and told the chaplain she was glad they were safe in heaven. Whoa. Ah, that's so twisted. Emily Thorndike, who posted a viral TikTok video saying she previously worked at McLean Hospital where Lindsay was treated, appeared on the witness stand. Lindsay Clancy's defense warned Thorndike to appear as a witness to counter prosecutors' claims about the quality of care the defendant received during her brief hospitalization 3 weeks before taking her children's lives. Ultimately, Sullivan did not allow Thorndike to testify. Oh, TikTok social worker.
And what do you do for work?
I own my own therapy practice right now, so I'm practicing as a business owner and a therapist.
And what is the name of the business?
It's called Wise Mind Therapy Practice.
What is it?
Wise Mind.
Wise Mind?
Yeah.
Okay. And where is that located?
It's a virtual practice, so yeah.
And how long have you been doing that?
So I had my own private practice I opened that January 2023, and then this past May I expanded. I hired somebody, so technically it's a group practice, but I've owned my own business technically for, 4 years?
So tell us your education.
So she gives therapy like virtually. That's a sweet gig.
Background, please.
I went to Dover Sherburne High School, and I went to Hartwick College, and then I went to Boston College School of Social Work.
And what degrees do you have?
So I have my master's in I have my BA in sociology. I have my master's in social work, and then I have 2 social work licenses, I guess. You have to get one before the other. So I only go by a licensed independent clinical social worker. So, but you have to get it's very confusing. You have to get 2 licenses essentially.
You have those licenses?
Yes.
Within the Commonwealth of Massachusetts?
Yes.
Now, you're...
Okay, what's the 39-minute clip?
There was, I don't know which one it was, but yeah, there's definitely one where like the defense attorney is like, he's asking her about her notes, and I guess I think she was like one of the first therapists that was talking to the chick that killed her kids, and she was like, he was talking about her notes, and she's like, yeah, I wrote this down, but like I didn't mean that. I know, like I know what I meant. And he's like, well, you wrote down this, and she's like, well, that's not what it should say. And anyway, she seemed like she seemed like pretty much incompetent. Like I don't think she'll have a job after that. So that didn't look good.
You have a session with somebody, you write something down, and then when you're done, you look over your notes, like, oh, I didn't mean that. Like that would be the time to correct it.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't mean she was crazy. Oy vey. The courtroom drama extended on the street on Thursday as hundreds of women wore pink and stood outside the courthouse. Some had flags representing this explains the flags, guys, representing countries where people have shown support for the defendant. Oh, that's so stupid.
Where did this happen?
Massachusetts.
Oh, that's why they're doing this, because they don't have any more Karen Reed trial, and they were like all into the Karen Reed trial, and they want to wear their pink shirts again.
Karen Reed leftovers.
Yeah, I think that it's just like they need a dopamine hit on somebody's court case.
So true.
That's what it reminds me of.
It did with the pink right away. I was like, how did they decide together about the pink? But so weird. Countries where they've shown support. Lindsay Clancy supporters who believe the defendant was suffering mental health crisis. They were not there to rally or protest, but to silently stand and let her know we're behind her. A separate online fundraiser. Stop it. She's made more than $1 million.
No.
This fundraiser. Oh, it's the Musgrove Family Fund.
Oh, for the kids? For who?
I hope it's for the kids. Let's see. I mean, the kids are dead.
I wonder how they're paying for this attorney. This is pretty good. I don't think he's like a court-appointed attorney.
This is, they've raised $1,033,000.
I like they have her in a wheelchair and not even like standing up.
Well,
I know she's in a wheelchair now, but I love how they try so hard to victimize her. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, so where exactly is this money going? Mike and Paula are named the beneficiaries and recipients of the fundraiser through GoFundMe. The fund, who are the Musgroves?
are those the parents of one of the parents of the children? Like, are those like the grandparents?
Maybe. Okay, yeah. So this is like, maybe this is the parents of Lindsay's parents. Is Lindsay's maiden name Musgrove?
Imagine being in that position that your child just offs all her kids.
Okay, so it's Lindsay's parents. Lindsay's parents are getting this money. Okay, that's
for the lawyer?
Like, probably.
Why the fuck do they need the money for?
They've spent years absorbing the travel, lodging, and living costs required to remain close to their daughter, drawing their savings they spent building over a lifetime. They have not walked away from their daughter. They have never been unclear about why. They love her. Nothing about this fund asks anyone to share their view of Lindsay or the criminal case. It asks donors to recognize the extraordinary financial burden her parents have carried simply by continuing to be present. This fund is to help Mike and Paula rebuild the financial stability they have sacrificed over the past 3 years.
Oh, so it's for them because they spend their money on their daughter. They're
Yeah,
crazy
because you
daughters.
can't give money to her, so this is the next best thing. This is
Yeah,
essentially like
because the rule is you're not supposed to donate or make a donation page for someone who's a criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I would say the parents' lives have been ruined by this horrible tragedy. Do they deserve $1 million? It's interesting to see who makes money and what doesn't. Yeah, and right, so this is all going into the legal defense.
I would think so.
Yeah, they're like, "We just wanna help you pay for your lawyers." Let's see this. Did we watch this clip already? Police were coming, they swarmed the lawyer. Behind his head.
Moving for them. They don't forget it.
Mr. Reddington, what's your message to all these folks who are here today?
Thank you. That's all I can say. It's amazing.
We love you, Kevin.
Kevin, are you surprised at just how much attention this case has gotten? I mean, people are coming from Maine.
It's the message. It really is. It's the
message.
message that just has reverberated, throughout the whole country.
What is that
Reddington's
message?
fighting for women's rights.
No, I
for
don't.
healthcare.
I think that it's the mental health system. I hate to use the word health care because, unfortunately, in this case, we can see it hasn't been health care. I think that it's almost like when you're picking a jury, and
Is she aware of this support, and what does she think of this support?
I'm going to go in and see her right now.
That's live in the action.
Yeah, she's
Being an
worried.
advocate for all women right now.
Yes, you are.
How's Lindsay doing?
Hey guys, that's live in the action. That's what's happening here.
Wow. So this is a lot of women. You got leftover here and read support.
Why is that little girl there? That's weird.
The flag thing is weird.
I mean, this whole thing is weird.
Yeah, Massachusetts is pretty liberal, right?
Like, what do these people do during the day? Do they not have jobs? Like,
It just seems like you want it both ways. You want a medical system that prescribes you anything you want at the drop of a hat, but then, we need accountability. We don't want to take accountability for the pills that we are consciously taking ourselves. So it's like, we want to blame the doctors for whatever we do when we're taking these pills that we got them to prescribe us. Wow, it's fascinating. There's a lot of people. I think I'm seeing a lot of boomer age women, but I'm seeing a lot of millennial age women too.
Well, that's gross.
Yeah.
And they're cheering.
Yeah, they're cheering for the lawyer. I don't know. It is pretty wild. This is like, there should be no cheering at all. This was a horrible thing.
Yeah.
This was a bummer of a topic, but I don't know. I feel like I'm just catching up. I was very behind on this, and I'm like, I have to know why people are supporting this. Let me go back into the chat. Divorce pays well. I can't believe women threw a party for themselves because one of them murked her 3 kids. Yuck. Yeah, and you just can't be out there. You can't be like, oh, well, we're not supporting her because she murdered her kids. We're supporting her because of like the medical system failed her. It's like, sorry, you don't get to just support like one thing and not the other. If you're out there for a person who murdered their kids, it looks like you're just supporting a murderer.
Yeah.
Dude, there's even TikTok videos of mothers who are against this bitch, and they're like, if you're a woman and you're defending this crazy bitch, stay away from my kids.
Hmm.
Like, just stay away from children. You shouldn't have your kids or anything. They should be like taken away from you and stuff like that.
Yeah, the lack of self-awareness. It's like if you're admitting that, like, uh, do you have kids? Like, is anybody in your family hearing you say this? Like, it just seems like a lot of lacking in self-awareness for how that's gonna make you sound to support this girl.
Mhm.
A massive day for the unemployed.
I mean, I don't know. Like, there is something wrong with like these progressive women, but especially progressive leftist white women. There's something wrong with their brains. Like, it's just, I don't know what it is they're very childlike, mentally ill, just crazy. It's
It does. It's just like an over-reliance on it's like you hate the patriarchy, but you're relying on how many pills to get by in your day. It just doesn't seem
and
very
you're relying on a man to take care of her. Her husband, like he's a, he it said that he works from home and stuff, so he's there all the time. And but you're blaming the husband for not being there enough. So wait a minute, I thought women were powerful. They didn't need men and stuff. And now you're like blaming the father for what happened.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like it's very contradicting. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, definitely. This is Anna's post. So Instagram removed my reel about Lindsay Clancy for murdering her children and calling out the lunatics supporting her. I apparently standing against child murder. It's not okay to Instagram, but protecting a child murderer is okay. When she had her post removed. So this is what she said. She said Lindsay Clancy murdered her 3 innocent children in cold blood. There's no excuse. She deserves a death penalty, and everyone that supports her is effing demented. And Instagram took it down, saying the post may contain something that could encourage violence and lead to the risk of physical harm or direct
I
threat.
don't see how.
So it's like, did she just trigger that by saying murdered?
That's what I'm wondering. I think it's because of murder.
Saying, yeah, she deserves the death penalty. Is it like, is Instagram just
It's so dumb. It's like, why do they want you to say unalived? It's the same thing. It's so dumb. I can't.
Like, I can't keep
I
up.
don't understand. You can still say it. You just have to say it in code words.
You'll hear
Ridiculous.
back from us soon. Ay, ay, ay.
But if you happen to be on a live stream and Perez Hilton is like slashing himself naked, people unassumingly get to watch this happen in real time, and TikTok doesn't catch it for 30 minutes. That's insanity.
He did it on TikTok?
You didn't hear? You didn't know what he
I
did?
heard about it, but I just didn't like.
He was going live, and then he was naked and doing that, and then he was going into other people's lives. So, like, I'm watching your live, and you, like, let Perez Hilton in, and then all of a sudden you see a, like, bloody, all cut up guy slicing his
Like a chat
ankle.
roulette situation? How was he able to go into other people's live streams?
That's like TikTok live, like, you can go on and there's, like, games people play, and you, like, you can add them into your live.
Oh my, why would anybody do that?
The devil.
Because if they're like, no, I mean, like, why would TikTok allow just like any random person to go into anybody's live stream?
No, you have to admit them, but, like, it's like a game. It's like you never they have, like, games where you can, like, your followers can, like, tip you or the other person and, like, stuff like that, but it's weird. But they probably were like, "Oh, Perez Hilton, like, I'm gonna let him into my stream."
Yeah, he's famous.
Yeah, and then you're like, "Oh," and then they were, like, telling him, like, "No, dude, don't kill yourself," like, gnarly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They're like random strangers, they're, like, watching him. I think he slashed his junk too. Naked.
Off?
I mean,
like,
Not
clear
off,
off?
but, like
that him cutting himself wasn't even the horrifying part to me. It's just him being naked. Was that he lost a lot of weight, so he had some like I would assume like some sagginess going on
Speaking
and
of
stuff. I
meat,
wouldn't want to be naked.
today's video is brought to you by Chicago Steak Company, a gourmet steak box that should give you more than a pile of grocery store meat. The cut matters, the aging matters, and how it arrives matters. All before the grill ever gets. And this wasn't this clever. All before the grill ever gets hot. Chicago Steak Company hand selects and hand cuts its steaks, well ages select cuts, and ships them packed with dry ice so that they should arrive frozen. Build your order around USDA Prime Filet Mignon or Chicago's bestseller. For a limited time, order $179 or more and use the code SAVORY, that's SAVORY. You'll get 4 free premium boneless petite strip steaks, a sampler cheesecake, free shipping, and a $25 account credit after your package ships. Valid for 6 months. The complete bundle is a stated $299 value. Go to mychicagosteak.com and use code SAVORY. That's SAVORY. Link is in the description. Ooh. Was that a terrible way to talk about Chicago steak? Maybe. But I hadn't done a read yet. What is he doing now? Does anyone know how Perez Hilton's doing?
I
think he can't see his kids or something. Dude, I don't want to be mean, but like I met him when I was doing like covering that Blake Lively thing, and I didn't get like good vibes from him. Like I got weird vibes. But then I kind of like felt bad for him like after that whole thing, like that he came out and like, you know, he was like going all for God, and I'm like, okay. I don't know, but that whole thing is just crazy to me. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
just
what was
crazy that
basically
well, I guess he got sepsis like a few months before this happened, and I don't really know what sepsis is, but I guess it can get like something like some people experience like some weird psychosis stuff too. I don't know if it's psychosis, but they experience something, maybe something gets in their brain and like messes them up. I don't know.
So it's infection in the blood, sepsis. So like, yeah, it
So
could be
that's getting
deadly.
into your brain, right? The blood goes to your brain. Yeah, so maybe something happened to him. Yikes.
I'm sorry.
It's cute.
Uh,
You like a little noise and liveliness.
That was one where it was like people were looking on X like to see what happened, and then people were like, "Don't actually click." And then like I clicked, and then I was like, "I wish I hadn't done that. I really wish I hadn't done that."
This is an update on Perez Hilton from a couple days ago. Perez Hilton live stream horror is a million times worse than people realize. Footage was cut off after 15 minutes, but now the tragedy is unraveling as friends admit the life-changing truth.
He's gonna be all deformed.
Ay. He remembers being at home. I was gonna say Westchester neighborhood of Miami. He remembers bloody flashes of an awful incident. Next, he's in a hospital bed covered in scars and wondering what happened. A fortnight on, fuller recollections of a truly shocking event. Saw the notorious Hollywood blogger live stream repeatedly injuring himself, flooding back, leaving him tragically mortified. The Daily Mail has learned it's really getting to him. Why did he go live? Why did he do it so publicly? That's the worst thing, said a source who has known him for 2 decades. He remembers being in the ambulance, blood on the floor, feeling of dread. He doesn't remember the whole process yet of him finding the knife, sitting at the
It's like
video.
a really bad hangover. Like
a lot of gaps in his
you
memory.
can't blame it on like I don't remember. That's what it sounds like. It's like when people drink too much, they're like, I don't remember anything, so you can't hold me accountable for anything I did while I was unconscious.
Only after several days that doctors gently told him the truth. He had taken a butcher knife and harmed himself dozens of times while live streaming on TikTok for tens of thousands of viewers. Oh boy.
I don't know where I heard though that like if you're like I don't know, like maybe because he was coming out for God, like he got like attacked by the demons, and then the demons were like, "No."
That could
I think
that could be a thing. When emergency service arrived at his home, Hilton, his real name Mario Armando Lavanderia. Doesn't that mean like a laundry?
Yeah, it does.
Jr. was hospitalized, which allows for the temporary and involuntary detention of individuals in mental crisis. He has not since had access to his phone or the internet. He'll be held up for 6 months. He was horrified and embarrassed. Yeah, how do you come back from this? He decided to make his breakdown a huge spectacle. As bad as it is, a million times worse, he did it publicly. How do you come back from that? Indeed, Hilton continues to recover physically and receiving hundreds of stitches. Oof.
Ooh.
His
He's gonna have scars everywhere.
His team trying to decide what his future professionally may one day look like. I know for a fact he's humiliated. Like 20 years ago, he made a big deal of Britney Spears shaving her head and acting crazy, and that pales in comparison to this. He can no longer ever be snarky publicly. Hey, maybe that's a gift.
I was about to say, remember he used to be very like he was like the Wendy
Wow.
Williams of the
I
early
think
2000s.
I honestly think this is like, okay, I just had an
God, like a
aha
God
moment.
fan.
I think he needs to just get off the internet. It's like, bro, like
Yeah.
just like you need to get off the internet. Like
Yeah,
you
he
don't
can
need to
no
be
longer
on the internet
no
right now.
longer be snarky publicly, not even a little bit. That part of his brand is gone. How could he possibly return to any sort of snark at all? That brand is done.
I don't think he should be allowed to live stream ever again. Like what he did is like awful.
He's been humbled a lot. It'll be interesting to see where he goes from here. Hilton found huge fame in the 2000s for his controversial tabloid-style gossip blog dubbed Hollywood's most hated website. In recent years, with a dip in popularity, the site has pivoted more towards family-friendly content. Yes.
If I was like running TikTok, I will permanently ban him from TikTok. Because that would be doing him a favor.
That would make sense. He has 3 kids, 13, 11, and 8. Oh, born via surrogate. Oh, because he's gay, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't like that. All 3 kids quickly removed.
The other
Oh.
thing too is like if he went to like if he died and like saw God and then came back, like you would think he'd be like, okay, I'm not gonna be gay anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm done.
Dude, so I get really into watching near death experiences like the testimonies of people that like die and they say like they went to heaven and they like a lot of them are like atheists and then they come back and they believe in God and all this stuff and there's been there was one of a guy that was gay and he went and he like he basically goes to hell and he sees like his old gay friends that had passed away and he's like so mortified like by what happened. I mean, he tells the story and then he basically leaves the gay world. Like he's not gay anymore.
He gives up the D.
Yeah. I mean, I like that you would have to think like something really did happen to him because how do you like almost die? And these are people, but there's like hundreds of thousands of recorded cases of near death experiences and they all experience like similar things where they see a life review. So they experience their whole life, but in the emotions of like the other people they affected. So if you, a lot of them, like if they were, like mean to people or they experience like they remember times where they weren't kind to people, they can like feel how the other people felt. So after I watch like thousands of these, I'm like, I always think like I'm gonna be nice to people all the time because I don't want to be like, I want to feel like good when I like in my life review. So not so selfishly, but also it's like, I mean, if you do bad stuff to people, you're gonna have to experience it, what they felt.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Maybe like
I mean, think about if you lived your life that way, like knowing like however I treat people, I'm gonna feel that all at once one day. It kind of makes you like think.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Like I think about it sometimes when I get upset, like somebody at TSA is being rude to me. I'm like, I want to be so rude right now, but I don't want to experience this in my life review.
So the kids have gone to his mother. The mother filed for temporary legal custody of the kids. Thank God. And this is what I think about too. Like after Charlie Kirk, like we want to spare the children from seeing this footage. Like how do we spare these kids from seeing this horrible footage?
I mean, they just can't be on the internet. That's the only way. Like, how are you supposed to
Right, because people, I'm
They're
sure,
gonna be curious. They're gonna be
yeah.
like, my dad. People know my dad. He's well known. Let's Google
Yeah.
his name. The only way is to completely not have them on the internet at all. But
You have to do
that's
that.
impossible. That's impossible. But I gotta head out.
Okay. Oh, Toasty, my love, tell the people where they can find you and follow you.
You could find me on Rumble. I'm gonna say hi in the chat so you guys could click on my name and just follow me. I'm almost at 1,500 followers,
Ooh.
which is very little. It's a tiny little channel. You know, I'm not very popular or anything, but we're growing and we have fun. But yeah,
Everyone subscribe now.
yes, please, would appreciate it. But
Thank you,
thanks
Toasty.
for having me on. Nice meeting you too.
Nice meeting you too.
Yeah, but I'll be in the chat.
Okay, love you,
I'm gonna
Toasty.
Bye.
Everyone follow Toasty. Follow her everywhere. YouTube, Rumble, wherever she exists. Twitter. Do it.
Oh, X especially too.
Oh, yes.
I've been told I'm very entertaining on X.
You are. You're a delight. You're a delight on X.
There you go.
Especially when people claim that you're fat still, and that's
they're
Looks
using
like-
old photos of me. I'm like, well, why don't you use a recent photo? We all
because
know
that's
why.
what people do. They take the most unflattering one they can find, and they post it over and over again, try to make you upset. That's the internet.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
All right, Toasty, but you're thin and chic and crushing it. So screw the haters.
Yeah.
Love you,
Nice
Toast.
Nice to meet you.
Good night, ladies. Bye,
Good
chat.
night. Bye. Okay. This is so interesting. So luckily the mom is taking care of the kids.
His mom, right?
His mom. Yeah, the children are doing fine, but they miss
I
their
wonder
dad.
how he had so many kids. Like he wasn't
They're
he
all
like always
surrogates.
gay? Oh, they're surrogates. See, that's the other thing. How do people like this
I don't
get
like
kids?
that.
Like,
I know. I don't like the surrogate thing.
ugh.
They're being given age-appropriate updates on his condition. The family is making sure that they are very well supported during this time. On Thursday, we reported how Hilton will need a psychiatric clearance before his children can visit him. In the meantime, those close to him are taking special care to reconsider Hilton's professional. Yeah, maybe this is God's hand going, hey, you need to change what you're doing. You need to change what you are using your platform and your voice for. And I mean, what a horrible thing to go through, but maybe this is a wake-up call for him to be like, guess what? You humiliated yourself in the most horrible way. I mean, you're lucky you didn't lose your life, but if this means you can't be snarky on the internet anymore, I mean, I wonder if he's like, who am I if I'm not snarky on the internet?
Well, that's the thing. It's like he supposedly saw God and had this like come to Jesus moment. And then instead of like, I think, learning about God or whatever, I mean, I don't know, reading his Bible, he just went immediately on social media as if he's like, this was my problem with that one redheaded chick that like left the porn industry. And then like all of a sudden she's like going to be like a spokesperson for Christ. And it's like, okay, I do believe the prodigal son, whatever, like you're going to be, it's like, it's not for me to judge, but can you just relax from the fame addiction for 2 seconds? Like, by the way, that is a sin to
What was
be
her
like,
name? Was it Nia or Mia? She was like, she had very like fire engine red hair and then
Nala Ray.
And then she went blonde.
And she went full on influencer, and it's fine, like whatever. Like she's not, but I think I think she was like a pastor's daughter, so like she probably knows the Bible and stuff a lot more than I do, or even Perez Hilton. But the point is, like, maybe he had that experience, and it was supposed to be like, hey, dude, chill out, find God, like, be with your family, be with your kids, and stop being on the internet for 2 seconds. And instead, he used it as like, oh, I'm going to be a spokesperson for God before he even like knows anything or has. And I think it's a fame addiction. And when I managed all those TikTokers, it's like, it's an addiction. It's an addiction to fame. It's what happened to Taylor Lorenz. Like, there's just so many people that have an addiction to fame or just like social media, and it's like a constant dopamine hit, and they can't work on themselves because they can't let go of that addiction. So, I mean, when it comes to somebody claiming that they found Christ and stuff, it's like, great, that's awesome. but like take a chill pill, like get off the internet. Now he's kind of going to be forced to. I don't think anybody's going to like, I don't think that they'll let him they're definitely not letting him on TikTok, but they're not gonna let him on Instagram, I don't think, or
maybe
YouTube.
no social media. Like, you need to have a life with, like, focus on your kids and no
Yeah.
social media for you. Like, you're done.
And that's gonna be so hard for someone because it's obviously part of his identity, but it's like you're gonna have to find another career, and
You know, you figure the man's probably got enough money to live comfortably the rest of his life. Again, I think it is more of a fame addiction than this guy needs money. I mean, he's been famous for 2 decades.
I mean, it's like an idol, right? Like, I think that's the thing that people I mean, look,
Yeah,
we
I
all like, I'm not perfect by any means, and, like, for sure but it's like, I think that if, like, God is on your heart to change and do something, if you're Perez Hilton, the first thing you should think about is, like, look within, not like, "Okay, I'm gonna pivot and then all of a sudden be a Christian influencer," which is, like, what I feel like that Nala Ray did,
Mhm.
and it's like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem sincere to me. I don't know.
Yes. Yeah, at first I saw him like, "Okay, he's found Christ. He's okay, this is positive. Let's wait and see what he does." And then it was like the breakdown happened right away, so it's like, okay, you do sometimes see people that publicly declare their lives and their platforms for Christ. Sometimes they are attacked, but this seemed a
Like,
bit different.
I mean, I just recently started posting, like, stuff and, like, you know, say I'm a Christian and stuff, and it does even when I'm, like, looking for, like, songs to use on my Instagram, like, if it says, like, heavy swearing, I'm like, "Ah, I probably shouldn't use that song," you know, or, like, whatever, just because I think you have to hold yourself to a higher standard. If you're gonna claim something, then it's like, "Okay, well, you better walk the walk, otherwise it's kind of embarrassing," you know?
Yeah.
But it's also kind of like a way to check yourself. Like if you know, like when you're those people that are like going on a diet and they're like, "I'm going on a diet. I'm gonna lose 10 pounds." Like you say it out loud so that people will hold you accountable.
Yeah, it is interesting. I look back and, like, I find so many more things cringe now than I did, like, even a few years ago, and I just like, I've never been a big like, I don't curse that much, like but again, if it's I would justify it, "Oh, if it's good for the joke or if it's good for the story." But, like, in general, in my when I converse with people normally, I, like, really try not to. And even on stage, like, with stand-up, I never really was a graphic comic, like, a lot of people don't like the typical female comedian because a lot of them can be, like, sexually graphic on stage, and that's just, like I was never that way, that wasn't funny to me.
Mhm.
So it will be so interesting to see, like, what he does. It seems like he's really maybe God put him in a corner like, "Hey, he is forced to take a totally different path, work on himself," or just maybe God saying is like, "Yeah, you can't shit talk on the internet anymore. It's not good for anybody." I like this from Erica here. The verse that comes up with those women is, "Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter." Thank you, Erica. Always dropping knowledge and wisdom here. What is he gonna do? I mean, like,
Well,
if
the other thing is like you can't come out for God and then continue your gossip website.
True.
Right? Because like that's
Yep.
he was continuing his gossip website and it's like you know, there's a difference from like covering stories and like saying your opinion about them and then like literally just I don't know, like having a gossip website. And like even if you were trying to toe the line by having it be like, you know, fair or I just feel like he's gone too far down that rabbit hole where it's like it's not even Perez Hilton. Like it won't even work because it's not Perez Hilton anymore if you're not like totally dunking on people in like the most, you know, just crass way. And so it's like, I think he got a lot of warning shots. And who
Mhm.
knows? Like, you know, it's not like God came down and punished him. Like it's just that he's reaping the consequences of his actions, which is not like listening to God and maybe being like, hey, what can I do myself to change my life or to, you know, I don't know. And yeah, and then at some point, like you put yourself in a corner and you reap what you sow. I mean, I feel terrible for what happened to him. I don't think
Yeah.
anybody deserves that, or his family. The only thing is it's tough because it's like how, when people are like, oh, how is his kids going to pay for themselves? Like support the website. Why can't they do a GoFundMe for his kids and then just like shut the website down? Like, isn't there somebody that could pay to just shut the website down? Like, I don't know.
Do what they did with InfoWars, buy it, turn it
Yeah.
into something good.
Yeah.
Interesting. Let's see. Back to this article here. Yeah, his team is taking special care to reconsider his brand. What could he possibly do?
Oh,
There's no
somebody was
high
talking about
ground.
Milo Yiannopoulos. Did you see the thing where he was talking about like how he's like he had to like go, I forget. Oh, I think it was on Tucker Carlson. He was just talking about how like he felt so dirty, and so he's like still gay, but he's not. Like he doesn't like act on it.
He's
So
not an
that was
active
like
gay.
so fascinating to me.
He's an inactive gay. He's like in the Army Reserve. He's ready if they need him.
It's just so fascinating to me because it's not natural, but it's also like maybe maybe it just has to do with like you've gone too far down the line and you can't like maybe these people have so much shame that they just can't like unwind it all the way. I don't know.
Well, I mean, at this point, like, yeah, what straight woman would have him? He's
Well, then the consequences are that you're celibate the rest of your life, which is terrible, but
right. Does he find a lavender relationship? I could see that. He marries a best girlfriend and they just have a celibate friendship. They just become roommates. What's so bad with that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's see here. So, okay. Oh, he needs psychiatric clearance before his children can visit him. Okay, that's in the meantime, those close to him are taking special care to reconsider his image. There's no high ground there anymore. That door is closed to him, a source said. The Daily Mail has previously reported that before the live stream incident, Hilton was low on money. All right, well, I take back what I said about him being set for life. Had been struggling to find lucrative work, but when that happens, people get more and more desperate.
I heard he was like selling like Jesus t-shirts, and that like to me is like, okay, that's a grift then. Like, I don't know. Look, I'm not one to judge somebody, but it's just weird. But it is weird that he was like liking all my posts about Christianity. It's like weird.
Wow. Yeah, you definitely notice when a famous person is
liking your stuff. I was like, okay. I want to say it was literally like that day or the day before, and I remember being like, oh, that's weird. Like maybe you really did find Christ.
Yeah.
But I also feel like whenever you talk about something, your algorithm just serves it up. Like if you're talking about Christ, it's like, here's more Christ stuff.
Yeah. So he was struggling to find lucrative work, and that reality show pitches to production companies had not survived past initial stages. While Hilton was said to have recently signed a deal with a TV production company to host a show about cyberbullying, it is understood that he had not been paid and that bosses were still trying to make a role for him. Interesting.
I heard he got paid by like one of those peptide companies. It's not like he was broke.
Right. Yeah, I feel like these people
I think he bought like a $5 million, or I forgot, like it said his house was for sale in Vegas for like some big amount. Like the guy's not broke.
Right. Traffic to Hilton's website, his largest source of revenue, initially had spiked after the knife incident, but soon cratered with no new content being posted online. Earlier this week, his team began again to post stories, breaking news, and celebrity gossip, but it is too soon to tell if the site's traffic will recover. Probably not. If you don't know Mario, you don't know that he does have the capacity for shame, says an insider. He does have what it takes to be self-aware. It won't be lost on him that if another celebrity had done what he had did that night, he'd be covering it nonstop. Hey, doesn't that sound like something that happened to a YouTuber back in May? And maybe not always as sensitively as it could be. For now, Hilton is primarily focused on his recovery while his team takes care of business. Wouldn't it be nice to have a team? So as he's trying to focus on his mental recovery, his physical recovery, this is definitely something on everyone's mind. Does he go from here? How does he make a living? What does he do? The insider also said that Hilton is anxious to get back home to his family. I think he's very determined to get better. He wants to be home, see his family, be around his things and people he loves. Everything else will come, but he has to grieve the loss of a lot of things before this happens. His life will be divided into before and after.
I think there should be therapists that just focus on like, you know, there's like therapists that will help you get over like your alcohol addiction or like your food addiction or whatever. Like there should be one that helps you with your fame addiction or your attention addiction, your social media addiction. Cause I feel like a lot of people, I mean, I don't know. I saw a bunch of kids
Yeah.
that I'm like, you know, and then like they lose their platform and they crash. And I mean, I don't know. It's a recipe for
What do you
disaster when you have a
do?
platform and you
What do you
crash out
do when your
online.
main source of income, let's say it's YouTube or like Rumble or whatever, or maybe some people just do it on Instagram, social media. Your whole source of income is either talking shit or stirring up drama or creating drama if there's not enough drama to report on. You're like, well, let's make some drama. What does that do to your soul? What does that do to your
I know.
personality? And then how long can you keep that up for? What kind of
Yeah.
person does that turn you into?
It's sad. I mean, somebody said, "Why didn't you pray for him?" I prayed for him that day. I thought I was like praying for everybody that saw it. I was like, "This is." I pray for
I still
like
haven't seen
just
it.
you do not watch it. Does not really like you remember people's like don't watch Charlie Kirk like this one like just is not. It's like it's gross. And she's right. The fact that he was naked made it like even worse. But
Really
anyway,
naked? I
yeah, like I didn't
that
see
to me
his
is the embarrassing part.
wiener.
It's like, I don't think he was known for his body in any
It was,
capacity.
like, honestly humiliating. I don't see him going back online. I mean, who knows though, because like I said, it's an addiction. He's gonna want to try to clear his name somehow, but it's like, what is he gonna say? "Oh, guys, like, I was, you know, I don't remember what happened, so
He
I don't
comes
know."
back by embracing it, by, obviously there's a mental illness element there. There's a shame element there. He'd have
If
to
I was,
maybe
like, his PR person, I'd be like, "Go silent for, like, a year, work on yourself, like, find God, go to church, be with your family, and then, like, you can always have a comeback story and write a book," and what he'll probably get a book deal, but it's like, first get your life in order, you know?
Mm.
Like, you're not gonna be like, you'll be fine. Just take a break, get off the internet. I mean,
Yeah,
I
what does
think
that
that's, like,
mean?
really good advice for anybody going through something emotional, it's like, get off the internet. Just get off the
Well,
internet.
but when yeah, and what do you do when that is your primary source of income? Like, and maybe that's why he couldn't do it. He needed something big to happen to shake him off. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
Did
that is a crazy story, like
I'm broadcasting from 1935. Should I do a transatlantic voice? I watched it. It was an attention grab. Oh, the cutting incident? For
He
sure. I mean,
looked like Carrie with, like, all over his whole body, and then it was, like, just blood everywhere, and then, they said he was cutting his wiener.
ugh, not the wiener. I mean,
That's so bad.
anything but that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
need
I
to
meant
pray for society.
this might be for you, Ari. I meant, maybe God put him on your radar that day because you're meant to intercede for him. That's yeah, you were supposed to pray for him.
Oh, yeah. I think everybody should pray for him.
Oof. Right. It's like just when you think your life is not going well. Well, you did not cut your wiener on a live stream. So there's that.
Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, seriously, it's like, I guess my problems are not that bad.
Yeah. Did you cut your wiener on a live stream today? No. Well, maybe you're having not so bad of a day.
Yeah. I think earlier when you were saying about, like, when God, like, you know, takes something off, like, the table for you I mean, like, if that happened, it might be that, like, he's, like, a menace to society, like, he's not good for society, like, it's not fair that people are scrolling on TikTok and then have to be subjected to that, it's not right.
Well, he was humbled, right? Like, profoundly humbled. He was a and in order for that to happen, he had to be shamed and mortified to such a ridiculous degree.
Mhm. And and also sometimes I feel like people, they self-sabotage themselves, like, maybe he knew he couldn't stop unless he did something, like, insane like that, or subconsciously, right? Like, it's like, I need to get off
I
the
don't
internet, I need to
know.
stop drinking,
He's
so
a
I'm just
person
gonna drink myself to death.
with an ego and who loves fame and who like, very conscious of their image. Even if they're like, I'm hitting a rock bottom," and then they're in a self-sabotage mode, I just don't see them going to that extreme. 'Cause that's just a
Yeah,
lot.
and I mean, he never really said why, like, what happened when he at least from what I saw, he never said, like, he said, "I found God," but, like, he didn't say what he saw, what happened.
No,
I
he
don't
was
think he said that publicly.
very general about everything. He just said, "Oh, like, my life is" sounded exciting, but he gave 0 specifics.
Yeah, that's what I think is fascinating because it's like, usually people come out of that, when they find God or they see God when they're almost died, and they have vivid, like, very vivid, recollections. They can say the testimony so clearly. There was one where the person remembered coming back into their body and they were in the hospital and they said this and the nurse didn't believe them. And they were like, I could see my body. In fact, there's a red sticker on top of the fan in the room. And so like he was looking at himself in the hospital room down and the nurse went and looked and there the sticker was there. Like, how else would you know that? Is that insane? So I know it is like a thing, but they have visual recollection. So if he didn't wanna say, I wonder if it was like something gnarly
Embarrassing.
that he saw or like,
Yeah.
yeah, that he doesn't and maybe he didn't listen. Who knows? But maybe he'll finally come out and say what he saw. Who knows?
Yeah, it is interesting. Well, the thing is he survived for a reason, right? He lived for a reason, so I'm just
Yeah.
God has a plan for everybody, so
Yep.
maybe horrible things happen in your life to humble you so you can fully give yourself over to God, like, maybe he just wasn't in this place where he was fully relying on him. I don't
Yeah,
know.
or if you don't listen to God enough, it's not God that did it to you, it's you did it to yourself, but God was trying to help you. Like, maybe he was trying to have a warning, like, "Hey, something bad's gonna happen if you don't," or I don't know, like, if you keep living this way and then you don't listen. I mean, it's like that in dating sometimes for me, I'm like, I think God is telling me not to go out with this guy. Okay, I'm not gonna listen, then it's like then they do something to me and I'm like, "Oh, well, this is my own dang fault.
You
I
feel
heard
like
you, God, but I decided to do whatever I wanted to do," and then it's like, "Oh, I wonder why my heart is broken now."
do you feel like you date a lot of the same guy or, like, a lot of similar types of guys?
I think, like, in this recent era of dating, it's pretty interesting because I used to live in San Diego, and guys in San Diego are very, like, non-committal and kinda like, Pe Peter Pan syndrome, and so when I was in my 20s and, maybe early 30s, like, living in San Diego, I was also, like, super into my career, but anyway, I felt like for what I heard and what I experienced was that guys just, like, were just, I guess, non-committal, not wanting to, get serious, and then but now that I'm, like, I think I'm just, like, more, grounded, I think, like, I am Christian, I have, like, a good family, I always had a good family, but I have these qualities that now, make me stand out, I think, like a catch, even though whatever my age, but doesn't matter because, like, there's a lot of single people that wanna date somebody that is not 20 years old and
Well,
doesn't
getting
have kids and stuff.
divorced and separated all the time, and they're
Yeah. So like, but what I'm experiencing now is that guys I meet like immediately want to make me their girlfriend, and then like after like 3 dates. And so initially I'm like, "Oh, that's so nice." Like it was like flattering, and I'm like, but it's like before I really get to know them. But because of my experience in San Diego, I'm like, oh, I better say yeah. Like in my head, I think subconsciously, I'm like, oh, I better say yes because like they really want to, date me, and they want to be, they're being commitment, like they want the commitment, and then on paper they look good. But then what I realized is that like if you don't get to know someone over like at least the course of like 3 months, maybe is that the true colors come out like in week 3 or 4, and whatever it is, like insecurities that they have or why they wanted to like quickly wife me up, like is because they don't want to put in the effort to like be their best representative. When you first meet somebody, they're their best selves, but that's not actually them. So they can't
you're auditioning.
they can't carry that mask for a long period of time. And so they want to wipe or like, girlfriend you up quick because
first date glaze, like I'm on like good behavior still.
Yeah, exactly. And then this new thing that I've like, because I've experienced it a couple times, like not in like serious dating things, but I've like basically 2 guys I went out with who like immediately want to date, and I'm like, okay, like I'll be your girlfriend, like after like a few weeks of going out. And then
flattering, yeah, it's like
there's this new thing where like apparently avoidant men, if you have an avoidant attachment, then you meet your dream girl, and then once you get her, you don't believe that you like basically they have some kind of like insecurity or like self-sabotaging thing. They don't deserve it. They're gonna leave me anyway, and they're gonna take away my like autonomy, and kind of they're smothering me. And so then they do this weird thing where they like love bomb you, and then they uh as soon as you kind of like give in, you're like, okay, yeah, like I care about you. Then they freak out and they like go cold, and they are not nice. And it's like,
wow,
this is a weird thing.
Exhausting. Yeah, there's time for that.
Yeah, no, I don't know. And it's not like they come out and go, I'm avoidant, but it's like it's a pattern that you could look up and be like, why is this happening? And I looked it up, and it's like, sure enough, it's like they do this because they like you so much that they can't handle it. And they end up with like the girl that like they don't really care about because that's the person that allows them to be themselves, and or like that they can be themselves around because they have no pressure. I'm like, so these guys are basically losers. Cool. Okay.
Oh, well, what are the different attachment styles? I've heard of this before.
So there's securely attached, which basically means like that when you were growing up, that your parents gave you love and attention, and it was like a normal thing. Then there's like, and don't quote me on this, but this is my interpretation. Then there's avoidant attachment, which could mean that your parent was around, but they intermittently gave you love and affection and security that you would need to know that your parent was going to be there. But when they weren't there, or your parent was gone or absent, and these aren't like extremes, like they could mean like your parent worked a lot and they weren't there for you, or they didn't go to your baseball games or whatever, and then that causes you to be avoidantly attached. So you feel comfortable in whatever like relationship you were with your parents. So if your parent you were so independent that like, or your parents didn't really like lean into your needs, and so you felt like, I need something, but I can't ask, and everybody's going to dismiss my feelings. So I'm just going to internalize, and I just have to like, basically be independently, whatever.
That was me. Like I was always made to feel like everything I needed was, I was making my feelings, I was making too big of a deal about anything. Like,
well,
I was always too
thing
much.
is that it can go 2 different ways supposedly too, because also with avoidantly attached, it could also be like your parent was like a helicopter parent where you would get in trouble, or you did things to lash out, and they were controlling, narcissistic or whatever, and then you like needed to be away from them. So then when you were an adult, then you like whenever you feel closeness, it like freaks you out and you push away. But also, if you had like in and out of that connection, you could be anxiously attached, which means that you like cry more, you're more emotional in order to get attention from that parent. And also that you like intermittently, like you're very, people that are anxiously attached are like hyper focused on the other person, like on their feelings, because when they were kids, they're like, I don't know if my mom's gonna be happy or mad at me today.
That's me.
So that's me, like, yeah, so I don't know what I am. I feel like I've been, same kind of probably thing. I think we've talked about it in the past where it's like, okay, and you feel anxious people feel like they're being abandoned a lot of the times. Like they don't want to be abandoned, so they're like, okay, I'll just do anything like to make you happy. Like I'll just like like climb a mountain like just to make the parent feel like or that they're going to get attention from the parent and get their needs met. And so the problem is when you have an anxious attached person and an avoidant attached person, it's like you feel closeness and then the avoidant person but the avoidant is like the worst kind because it's actually like not logical.
You don't know if they like you or not.
Well, it's like, no, they make you think that they like you until the point where you like them, and then they freak out and then they like 180 and you're just like, what just happened? I literally
This
just
is
got
avoidant or dismissive attachment. Individuals value independence over closeness, struggle with vulnerability, tend to suppress emotions or withdraw during conflict. This style results from caregivers who were emotionally unavailable or rejecting. Then there's the disorganized or fearful avoidant attachment. Individuals desire closeness but simultaneously fear it, leading to chaotic or unpredictable relationship dynamics associated with caregivers who were a source of fear or trauma. That I was afraid of my dad. Yes. Maybe I'm a couple things, combining traits of both anxious and avoidant. Then there's
But when you
anxious.
find somebody that's more secure and also like if you're any type of like self-aware and want to be a better person, like you can work through it. Like, yeah, my dad died when I was little. So like I probably have tendencies of like being more anxious because like, oh, I'm afraid to be abandoned. But also like whatever. But at the same time, it's like I don't like incessantly text somebody if they're like, leaving me because like that would just mean I have zero self-respect and like I feel it on the inside, but I have the capacity to like overcome like as an adult. That's why I think that like people that like are like, well, I guess this is just the way I am. Like I'll never get in a relationship. That's like a common line for avoidant guys is like, I guess I'll just never be in a relationship. And it's like, dude, get the freak over it. Like you can do anything you put your mind to if you really want. Like,
Hold on a second.
it's just an excuse. And it's like
Crying.
if you're
Oh my God,
over
hold on a second.
35, like grow up.
The bean is crying. Okay, hold on a second.
She has to give him a lot of attention right now, otherwise he may grow up to be avoidantly attached. Cope written by and for women. Well, I'm just telling you guys that like these guys, I don't know. I mean, they're the ones that self-sabotage like I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're the ones that didn't get to keep me, like it's their loss for sure. Sorry you're avoidant, but like I'm not going to deal with your like trauma. I would like somebody that's just a normal person who like is nice when someone's nice back to them. You should be able to just like I don't know. I don't know. I'm like pretty awesome if I do say so myself. So if you fumble me, like something's definitely wrong with you. I'm just kidding. What is vamping? Vamping is that like I'm just talking to myself? I like never go live anymore, guys. I feel like my past life was on YouTube and on Twitter and stuff and hanging out with my YouTube friends. And now all I do is I'm building a company. I raised a bunch of money, which was awesome from investors. And I'm building this really cool startup. And I like talk to my AI agents all day. But I definitely don't want to like wake up one day and be like, well, I should have probably also dated. So I'm trying to like do it all at the same time. But just doing my best. Commodity or an asset? Both. Also, my problem is I have ADD. So like I think people that like aren't a little bit like something are probably like in my nervous system like a little bit boring. But what I've realized is like you kind of do want someone that's like boring, that's not drama. Like you just want someone that like loves you and is so nice to you and cares about you and isn't like, you know, a challenge. But everything I do in my life is a challenge, and so I need to somehow separate that. But at least I have self-awareness, you know? You can't have it all or you end up with nothing. I mean, you can have yeah, I agree. Like you have to make choices in life, but it doesn't mean that you're not having it all. It just means like you chose to have the one thing. Like you can't have kids and also not have kids and be like totally independent and do whatever you want. So you have to make a choice. Like, what do you want more? And, you know, yeah, I agree. But people in this world where we're living is like, I can have everything. I'm going to be like, yeah, no. I mean, you can go for everything you want in life. But also, I think that you're supposed to pray and be like, and if you don't get what you're asking for, maybe there's a reason. God has something better for you. Like, I don't know how many of you guys know anything about me, but like, I was going to make tens of millions of dollars representing TikTok stars as a talent agent. And then that all went to crap because Taylor Lorenz wrote an article about me. But now what I'm doing, building this company, Creator Genius, it's going to be like the Canva for video marketing. I think like you're never going to hear of a social media marketing agency again because our platform is going to do that. And that's like a way more lucrative and fulfilling space to help business owners with their social media. Like, and maybe God was just like, dude, chill. I got something for you, you know? And I couldn't see it at the time because I was like, no, I want to be a TikTok agent, you know, I make tens of millions of dollars. Do you guys know Canva's worth $42 billion? So like maybe what I'm building is going to be way cooler. No man wants your money. Yeah, no, I don't like, I'm not going to, I mean, that's not what I lead with a man. Like, oh yeah, like look how cool my company is. Like, I would prefer that whoever I'm dating is like doing something equally or more challenging and motivating for them. But like, I don't really judge somebody by what they do for a living. I just hope that they can handle like what I'm doing and don't like drag me down. Like, I just want to meet somebody who's, what's the word? Like a teammate, you know, someone who's got my back. Yeah, my company is called creatorgenius.com, everybody. So if you know a business owner that needs social media, but like literally everybody uses QuickBooks for their finances. Like, what do people use for their social media video marketing? There's no like app or like thing that just does it for you. So that's what I'm going to do. But anyway, here's what I learned when I lost everything with the New York Times article and like that I got canceled in the New York Times kind of with my career is that I put way too much of my identity into what I did for a living. And so like when it was gone, I'm like, who am I? I literally don't know who I am if I'm not Ari, you know, influences. And that was really silly. I also was like, okay, I'm going to be very successful. And then once I'm successful, then I'll go find a husband. And that wasn't a good plan either.
Hi.
Hi, you're back.
Sorry. Thank you for manning the ship. To be
I was just single ranting. I don't know what you're supposed to do.
I love it. You did great. And I'm sorry I deserted you. The Bean was like, he fell asleep at 8, even before 8, which is like amazing and so early for him. And I was like, yes, we did it. We're great parents. And then sobbing, like I've never seen him sobbing before. Like not even like teething or hurt. I think he had like a really bad dream or something. Like just so hysterical. I was like,
poor baby.
Poor Bean. So I might have to go snuggle him a little.
That's okay. Well, you're such a good mom. You don't want him to be avoidant. You just go give him all the love.
I know, I can't repeat my cycle of whatever the hell I am. I know I'm everything. I was everything but secure.
Yeah, but you know how you know that you're like a a mature, like empathetic person is that like they say that like narcissists would never like ask themselves like, am I a narcissist? Like, or like sometimes I think about like, what's wrong with me? Like, am I a narcissist? Like, is that, but it's like, no, if you're actually thinking, like, if you're actually self-aware enough to be like, maybe what is my attachment? Like, how can I be better in this situation? But I think that like these avoidant guys, like they're never thinking to themselves like, well, maybe I have an avoidant attachment. Let me think about how I can fix
Yeah.
that. It's usually
What
just like,
what am I possibly doing wrong? No, it doesn't matter.
well, I think you should go be a good mom. I miss you. Hopefully we
I
can
really genuinely
talk about
so
my
miss
dating
you.
life and life another time.
We will. We'll get into it. I'll call you. I'll call you tomorrow. We'll get into it.
Okay, love you. Well, nice to
Love
see
you,
everyone
chat.
again.
This is great. And oh my gosh, I think there's a couple. Thank you. I have a couple more super chats. Rescott, thank you for the $5. Stefan Moley. Oh, Molyneux. I think I remember that guy. Posted, imagine if she had sent to other side the children of her hypothetical Somali neighbors. Okay, either I'm retarded or you sent some spelling errors. But thank you, Rescott. And Kentucky Tim, thanks for the $5. All three of you were great tonight. Tough subjects, but hey, it's the zeitgeist. Thanks for creating a hanging place and tackling things by BT Dubs Dibs. Thank you, Tim. Let me refresh. I think that was everybody. Again, yeah, the bean was hysterical. I have to go see what's up. Thank you, Ari. Love you, Ari.
Bye.
Love you,
Love
chat.
you.
Love you all. Love you, Chicago State Company. And I will see you all next time. Bye.